you ever think about how we always define past creatives by their work, but past creatives really define themselves by other things? I was thinking about this earlier because someone posted the you know the creator of Dilbert died, and he was like a scumbag, so we don't really care. But he wrote a thing that was like, if you're reading this, I'm dead, right? And it was like a bibliography thing about his own life that he kind of wrote. It's like 2 pages long, and it had like half a paragraph. I think someone put a tweet about this somewhere, and I was reading it. It's like they put half a paragraph, or like 2 sentences about like, oh, I made this comic, yeah, and like it got me some money, and then like a whole page about these terrible self-help books that he'd written that had helped people, and he was like, I'm really glad, like, this was the defining reason of like me being alive, was writing these self-help books for people to feel like they're getting better. And I'm just like, that's crazy. Like, everyone else in the entire world knows you for being the guy who made the newspaper cartoon, and he defines himself as the guy who made like 3 self-help books. Crazy. And it was like with Lord of the Rings, like I think J.R. Tolkien, like he was mainly like a professor at Oxford. He wrote like in his spare time, right? But then now everyone forgets that, and everyone just knows he's the fucking guy who wrote Lord of the Rings. Crazy stuff. Anyway, hello, welcome. Hello, Haydena. Hello, Silver Sister. Hello, Silver. Here in the pre-chat, Gaku tonight, Queen. Man, if you were not here for the Discord, the Wars Discord, Saturday night Jackbox event, you missed out on some real memes. Yeah, Teal Bugs Bunny, Teal's Bug Bunny in sportswear, Gaku, Omega Gaku. It's all there. Hello, Rapute. The first one to type after the stream started, so I'll give you your dues. Hello, Aman. Hello, Day. Hello, Jack. Reminder for Fancy Critic players: bids process in 4 hours. This is true. Bids are going to process in 4 hours. Huli, hello. You haven't finished chapter 1, so you only stay for the dulls. You know, they call them dulls with anything but that's fine. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of chapter 1 when you get to it. I'm remembered by the perfect scrandles I get? Oh no. You know, I was thinking today, we should play Scrandle again, because it's been a long time. It's been a long time since we played OG Scrandle. Kadaka's a society, Danganronpa, Kadaka's a Kadaka. 100-line guy, true. If you check the bios of a bunch of actors, they all define themselves as businessmen that sell alcohol, coffee, or whatever. Well, you know what? That's funny, because like I remember reading a thing about like it was all these things about who is the richest celebrity, right? Who are the top X celebrities who are the richest? And you're like, oh, okay, well, it must be like, you know, Samuel L. Jackson or Keanu Reeves or something. And like 9 out of the 10 top 10, like no, just this guy who made like quite a lot of money, like 100 mil or something, but then just made a business and, you know, just made a lot of money off selling vodka or whatever. You're like, oh, okay, sure. Not very exciting. And I feel like if you become an actor who then makes millions and millions of like dollars, do you really care? Clearly they do, but you know, crazy to me that you do that. See, I would do what like fucking Ian McKellen does, where he makes like £250 million, and then he's like, you know what? I'll act on some stuff, sure. But what I'm gonna do as well is I'm gonna go back to London, go to fucking Broadway or West End, whichever one's England and whichever one's America, I can't remember. And then he just like does all his like Shakespeare plays. He becomes a thespian. He treads the board. He goes out there and plays King Lear until he's 97. Capital accumulation is his own reward. Oh shit. Obviously, okay. I don't accumulate enough capital to know that, so that's on me. That's ignorance for me. Quick. As the Fancy Critic draft the bids will be closed in 4 hours. Quick check of the draft. Quick morning check. How we looking? Where are the bids? Here they are. Okay. We don't know who's bid on what and how much they bid. But these are the ones that have been bid if you're interested. We have the Big Walk. We have Bubsy40. That is a troll. That is, whoever bid on this, you are trolling. And you should be banned from the league. It's Ken. Should be interesting. There's David Dyler. I'm gonna break it out. I voted for Earth Must Die, but or bid for it. But apparently, it's fucking already got reviews, even though it's fucking not out. Did someone review the demo, or does it have early access reviews? I don't know. Whatever. Gears of War E-Day. I'm sure that'll probably do all right. To be fair. You want me to read the trades? Okay. Hold on. We'll do it afterwards. By God. Fucking Jeff Keighley in the chat. Jeff Keighley smiling in the chat. Katana Zero DLC, brother. Keep hoping. Keep hoping. That's what I'm gonna say. Little Gator game, sure. Lovish. Oh, this will probably do pretty well, right? Because it's like a... Yeah. Never heard of this one. Pocopia. Is this the one where you play as Ditto? Hello, the real decoy. Hello. How you doing? Is this the one where you play as Ditto? You were super tempted by Kern? It does look good. I don't know how much faith I have in a rock climbing game, though. Replace? Never heard of it. Steins Gate reboot? People are trolling. Eternal Life of Goldman? Never heard of this game. People are picking up some fucking real gems in here. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis? I was wondering about this one. I saw the gameplay, and it's more actiony. So I don't know. I feel like it's gonna get like 78 out of 100, fun to play, but I'm looking for 80 plus. And then Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 4, which look, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna play it, but you're rolling the dice. That's all I'm going to say. You're rolling the dice with A, an RTS in the year of our Lord 2026. B, Dawn of War 3 was stinky poo-poo caca. So, we'll see how 4 goes. Then we have the trades, which is basically people trolling. The only non-troll trade is Haydenner, who has made a bid for Saros for $50. 50, you only get $100 in this draft, and he's put 50 to get Saros, which is crazy. Me like shoot game in funny alien space. So this is like the only legitimate game trade. Then we have Silver asking for all 5 of Decoy's fucking games for $10. Hello, I'm a publisher getting in on a new trend that isn't working and won't help. Please accept my bid before my shareholders find out I put in a Gothic remake in my calendar. And then Repute bidding just merely on 3 for $1, saying I'm scamming you. Dawn of War 4 is not from the people that made 3 though. It's not, but also, you know, it hangs over it. So yeah, Julie, I think the thing with the draft thing is the final, like any kind of draft, like sports draft, all these kind of things. The good thing is, it can be as simple or as complex as you want, right? You can keep it simple. You just draft 5 games at the beginning. You just buy 5 random games and you're done. Or you can be like, you can get really deep into it where you're like, oh my god, this one, it has a hype factor of this. Average draft position's this. Let me calculate the odds. Let me get this, and this. Oh, let me get up to date with every week. Like, how do I want to do it? Like, oh, do I want to trade? I'll do some trades here, get these things. Use a trade to, like, secretly, subtly drop a game I don't actually want. You know, you can get really deep into it. Umbrine asking Decoy for all 5 of their games and saying for $3, 200% better than the other petty deals. Technically true. Your games will be safe and secured with me. The others are only in it for the money, but I'm here for the soul and passion capitalized for video games, which you have to respect. Is my VTuber blinking backwards on purpose? I don't know what that means. Oh, you mean I've got it like set? Hold on, probably not actually. No, hold on. Have I got it set up to be fucking? Oh my. Yeah, okay, hold on. Open. Okay, hold on. Let's do. Where the hell is the original? Here we go. Okay, eyes open, mouth shut. Check. Eyes open, mouth open. Check. Eyes closed, mouth closed. Check. Eyes open, Eyes shut, mouth closed. Okay. There we go. Is that better? Or did I? No, I think my files are not correctly named. I think that's what's happened. Or I've somehow messed up the properties. I don't know. I've never really looked at it too deeply. You've called me out here. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay, so eyes shut, mouth shut. Eyes shut, mouth open. Eyes open, mouth shut. Eyes open, eyes shut. Okay. No, I think it's because no. It's because they get bigger when they're shut because it's like eyelids are over them. So it's meant to be like that. I don't know if you can see. Whatever. Does this look better? People tell me yes or no. Does that look better? We'll leave them like that for now. Okay, you know what? We'll leave it like that for now. I think maybe it actually is the right way round, but when it's small, it actually looks better. So we'll leave it like that. So then we have Firefighter with the $2, which is 100% better than the other one. That was the 1. And then Umbrines was 200% better because it was the 3. And then Jack with the decoys. $1. I receive all your hopes and dreams. You receive the sweet release of death at the hands of a swarm of angry fans. So very important, very realistic fucking trades going on in our league at the moment. The first, oh shit, one game has actually come out. Mito. He's actually had the first game come out, which was Arknights, right? Enfield? Where is it? Arknights Enfield, boom. 79, 9 points on the board. Pretty solid. Unfortunately for Mito, he also picked Prince of Persia Sands of Time Remake, which, if you didn't know, has been cancelled. So rest in peace, Mito. Anyway, let's get a couple of dulls done. Starting off, Power Scadle. Gerudo. Is the Gerudo the name of like one of the people there? Because it's called Gerudo Village, right? So is a Gerudo just one of the people who live there? Is that how that works? Versus Shichika Yasuri. End of series. Katanagatari? Is this from the Monogatari series? I'm gonna go with this guy. Because a Gerudo is probably just like a regular soldier, right? It's not Monogatari? Okay. But it is at the end of the series, which makes you feel there is some power scaling. I'm gonna go with it. I'm going with it, yeah. There you go. Easy. This will be the 100% run. The Hunt Master from Warhammer 40k. Can I get a fucking image of this dude? The Hunt Master 40k. Can I get a quick check of this lad? Okay. This is the dude we're dealing with. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's gonna be pretty fucking strong. Versus Mushkar Go from Godzilla Voxel Wars. So you're telling me potentially kaiju-sized snail versus angry space marine. A literal snail versus named character in 40k. I mean, I have to go with 40k. I got fucking destroyed. They got fucking destroyed by a giant fucking snail. A literal snail. That's crazy. Okay, well. Yumemi Okazaki from Toho versus Ultraman Blue, Ultraman RB the movie, Ultra Galaxy Fight New Generation Heroes. They need to fucking carve down these fucking names. I literally got snailed. I mean, Ultraman has to clear, surely. He's Ultra. He's literally Ultra. Oh god, it's close. Oh, get owned. Get owned. Lord Hater. That's me, bro. That's me. I'm Lord Hater. From Wander Over Yonder. I have no idea who this character is, except I knew one person who, I followed on Twitter who had it as a PFP for a while. Versus Bjorn Ironside from Vikings. I'm gonna go with the guy who's like a giant skeleton. I think he's gonna beat Andude. Paul Matthews Human from the guy who didn't like musicals. Not exactly what I'd call like a strong vibe coming off the franchise. Versus Wenhai Lee from Like a Dragon. Yakuza 0, if I remember correctly. I mean, this guy was a fucking beast, so I think we're going to go with him. With grenades. Why is human in parentheses? I have no idea. I don't know what the fuck goes on like this. The fact it's called a guy who didn't like musicals makes me think it's a musical. So, you know, whatever bullshit goes on in those. Shokuho Misaki before Dai Hesasai. Anime Girl. Gotcha. Versus T.I. from Death Jam. So Death Jam is a fighting game. Death Jam Fight for New York, right? It's a fighting game where you fight as rappers. But I don't think you're scaling. Yeah, I think I have to go with the Anime Girl. I think we do. Oh, never mind. She got bodied. What is this? Mango. A dog versus Littlefoot. Oh my god, Littlefoot. I haven't thought about Littlefoot for a long time. There's no way this fucker is anything above like a 10. It's literally a baby dinosaur. It's not doing shit. The dog is fucking it up for sure. Oh, no, mine's it's at the equal. Sakuji Gyokuto from Darwin's Game versus Lich from Mage Knight. And they've given a little figurine of a Lich, which is cute. Anything called some bullshit like Darwin's Game, and they use these fucking square-ass text captions, I already know it's a fucking isekai bullshit, power scaling insane slot. Oh, never mind. Lamau. Kagero from Shadowverse versus Kurt Kungle from Spree. Why has this image got such an ominous aura? What is going on in this image? That's scary. I don't like that. I mean, this guy has a magic sword. I'm going to go with him. 9B with car. Buddy, we're all 9B with a car. Sharena Book 2 from Fire Emblem versus... There she is. Argo Sax the Chaos from Devil May Cry 2, aka the bad one. I mean, I gotta go with my boy Devil May Cry 2, surely. Surely. Excuse, low 1C? Buddy, we've got a classification for that. That's called 2A. What do you mean low 1C? If it's lower than 1C, use the other tier. Why are we tiering the tiers? Fuck me, bro. This is crazy. This is like a super devil. Whatever. What do we get? A 6 out of 10? Fuck you. Fuck you, game. Okay, chat. Also, I have to say, I'm very disappointed in my community. I'm very disappointed, and you know why? It's because I saw a video the other day, and I was like, this would make the perfect like ban animation, but we've never had to ban anyone in chat in the community, so I'll never get to use it. So you're stealing. You're stealing this opportunity from me. Do you want to see it? I made this the other day, and I was like, this is gonna go crazy. Are you ready? We need more toxic chat. Okay, so next time someone gets banned, this is what we're going to show. What do you think? What do you think? I did I did and ah over putting the Japanese yo.mp4 song over it. Because I was like, is that gonna come off as racist? But like he's doing like the samurai pose. And this video, also important to notice, if you have the original audio in this video, it is in Japan. So I think it's fine. But I saw this video and I was like, we gotta take it, we gotta get this video for ourselves. I don't know what aquarium they're using this in. But I was like, I gotta steal that. I gotta steal this shit. I love this guy selling it as well, by the way. It's the era of you know, we've had too many steel memes. Now it's time for the Walrus videos. Okay. Scrandal. Oh my god, I forgot about... I've been away from Scrandal long enough, I forgot the bullshit. And we're right back in it. We're right fucking back in it. Fucking pigskin with spicy salsa and a lemon, or the mom's bad boy hot dog. Is it called that because you have to be a bad boy to get this because it's a punishment? Like, what is this? Why is the side of the hot dog peeling? And why is it white? I wanted to say it's like the flour sprinkled over, like on this side, but it's not. What is? It's so plain. I mean, the hot dog does look fine, to be fair. It does look fine. I mean, I'm gonna go with it over the pigskin. Plus, the name is gonna get it meme potential. Over there. No! Oh my brother! What are people on Scrandal doing? Oh my god! What am I even looking at? Is that a cheese? Okay, no, never mind. I thought this was a cheese pretzel with pickles in the middle, but that is just the cheese. Oh my god, I'm so fucked. Cheese pretzel and Krakow sausage versus tortellini bolognese with a bottle of beer. $5.50. I mean, I have to go with the tortellini. That tortellini looks good as hell. With a beer for $5.50, that's crazy. Yeah, there's no... I think they're lying. I don't think that costs that much. Costs that little. Samosas, 2 for £5. Or pork shank sausage and cheese sandwich. I'm not going to lie to you. This cheese sandwich looks good as hell. I would fucking snap this up. I would eat this right now if it was in front of me. And if people say no, they are cowards and they are virtue signaling. They're like, oh, the cheese looks a little gloopy. Yeah, it's melted cheese, buddy. What the fuck do you mean? Easy right. Oh shit. Well, I mean, okay. It's Sri Lankan food platter, which already looks amazing, and it's free for fans. Now the rotisserie chicken does look good. I cannot deny what looks like half of an entire chicken with a slightly smaller than average mac and cheese portion, I would say, but still like not terrible, or like not awful enough to point out. And a slice of garlic bread for £14 is not bad. But I think the free Sri Lankan food platter is going to win. We have the bread onion with paprika, aka the Zeros, is it? Versus the big bars. Big bars. Metal Gear. Obviously, we're going with the big boss. Burgers always win. Oh, shit. We have Chicken Boiga, which looks decent. The chicken does not look... It's the chicken where it's a chicken patty, not like a piece of fried chicken, which does bring it down. Whereas the hot dog does look really good. I think I'm going with the hot dog. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. Chicken pie, £5.25 for quite a small pie, really. Or a Pizza Hut cheese pizza for £10. I mean, I think I'll go with the pizza. I don't think that pie is big enough. I do not think you're going to get a good meal out of that thing. Too much pastry. Oh my god, bro, what is this? Why are you calling a hot dog? First of all, I don't think you can call this a hot dog. If you cut up a hot dog, or the dog, and you put it in a burger, is it a hot dog or is it a burger? Has it changed forms to being a burger now? A pork burger? I feel like it has, right? I feel like the bread defines what the meat is. Yeah, also extremely watery ketchup. And the fact that they cut it with a knife, you can like see the lines through the fucking sausage. Look, they say never learn how the sausage is made. Never look at the sausage either. You know what I mean? You're not meant to see this. You're not meant to see this disgusting kind of pink sludge in the inside. We're going with the ice cream, of course. They even got it the right colours. I mean, come on now. The saddest pork burger I've ever seen in my life versus a... Fuck, this pizza looks incredible. Like, the crust looks good. The cheese looks melted on correctly. These pepperoni slices look unbelievably thick. Look at the thickness of those pepperoni slices. Very small. Yeah, you might be right. I'm looking at the hand. Maybe it's not as big as I think it is. But I mean, still, personal sized. I mean, obviously it's better than this. They are thick as hell slices of pepperoni, though. Oh my god. What am I looking at? Pulled pork sandwich? Brother, you've got to pull some of it off. You've got too much on. I can't even see what's happening. Stop pulling. What is going on here? How do I eat this? Versus what the fuck is this? Hot dog topped with cheese? This hot dog has been entombed. I can't even see the fucking hot dog. What am I looking at? Fuck, what do I even pick? I mean, I feel like I think I have to go with the pulled pork sandwich, because at least I can see the pork. Okay, 86. Interesting. I would not have rated that high. Boom. 9 out of 10, baby. The sucker of bones. Excuse me? The sipper of sauce. The only one I got wrong was fucking... I can't believe the mom's bad boy hot dog did not beat fucking pigskin. I think people are lying. I think people are lying to themselves and to me. If you voted for 9, congratulations. You and your points. No one voted 9 or 10. You do not believe in me. I have a chat who fucking hates me. No one... People were praying for my downfall. I can't believe it. You know what? I'm glad your coins went into the void. I'm glad you all lost. Moms. In many ways, mom is the maternal job. You know what I'm saying? Receive annihilation. I am the eternal shore. all come against me and break. Or, what the fuck does it? How does it go? Whatever. Anyway. Come up, crash upon me and be broken. I think that's what he says. Insanely hard line for like a fucking... Hold on, let me bring it up. For like just an animated Marvel show. Or was it DC? I am the Eternal... Sure. I am the Rock... Here we go, hold on. Umbreen, are you here? It's the Apocalypse guy. Here you go. Hold on.
I am the rocks of the eternal shore. Crash against me and be broken.
It goes hard. Goes hard as hell, I'm afraid. You know, now that I point out the eyelids, you can see you were wrong and made me paranoid for nothing. Well, you know what the thing is, though? Truth, if you didn't notice... If your initial response was that it was wrong until I pointed it out, then that means for everyone else, they would also think it's wrong when they first come in here. So unless people start coming in being like, why are your eyes on the wrong way? Then we'll probably what you said will now make more sense to people watching with the first time rather than me having to point it out each time. So I think it's fine. We'll leave it like this until someone points out again. Then we'll swap it around. A bit of a Skeletor there today. I think what I've learned through life is if you're making a supervillain, you can either go rich Bond, like rich evil Bond villain, or Skeletor, but with like a voice modulator. Those are the two voices you can do. That's chat engagement. It really is. Why are your eyes the wrong way is a very cyberpunk question. That's true, and that's good because we're about to delve right into the world of cyberpunk lore. Have I seen my recent Twitch thumbnails? I did see the one you posted on the Wars Discord. !Wars. Where is it? Here we go. Hold on. I'll pull it up. Just the fucking... Look. Sarah knows what's up. Anyway, see you, Julie. Enjoy the rest of chapter 1. Sarah knows what's up. What a view. Exactly. Okay. So, I'm assuming Julie is gone. He has 5 seconds to type before I continue on. Let's recap where we were. So, we initially found out our good friend had died. We believe it was suicide, or initially we're told it's suicide. But his secretary tells us he wanted to give us something. So we go there, we find out there's a robot, a really intelligent android called Sarah that he handed over to us. She is very human-like, extremely powerful, extremely valuable. And she also asks us to solve the mystery of our friend's death because she doesn't believe it's suicide, and neither do we. So we go through, we find evidence, blah, 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 we do all this kind of stuff. And we find out his drink was poisoned. People think he poisoned his own drink to commit suicide, but we find out it's not. And the way we prove it wasn't his murder is that we find video footage of Sarah handing him the cups, which implies she murdered him. So now he is clear for murder, but now they want to kill Sarah because they're like, this robot killed a human, which is one of the biggest no-nos you can commit in this society. So now we're trying to prove the robot did not kill her creator, our good friend. So we talked to some people. We talked to David. David is the name of our friend who died. We talked to his co-worker who also talked to like the board, the company board that they worked for, the big company. And the companies agreed to kind of help us a bit. So we're trying to help them save face because they don't want their robots to be proven to be killers, because obviously that's going to destroy their stock values. And they have this big new launch of all these human-like androids called warm androids. So we are, I think, about to enter court to try and prove she didn't kill him. I think that's where we were. Let's find out. Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. A big thing I missed. We found his diary, and there was a secret compartment in his diary, the guy who died, who only we found, that basically says he made like 300 fucking AIs, which is highly illegal. It's highly illegal to make one AI. He made like 300 of them. And then he... And Sarah isn't made like a regular robot. She was like grown from the ground up in like some weird half-organic, half-robot thing. So that's it anyway. Enjoy Peak. I'll catch the VOD later because I'm gaming Enfield. How would you find Enfield, Weeby? You enjoying it? I've seen, I haven't seen too much about it, actually. I haven't heard too many people talk about it. I guess because it's like a gacha game. Well, no, it's not a gacha game, but it's a game based on a gacha franchise. So people aren't, people are in very specific circles talking about it. Slang. Thank you for redeeming putting a game on the wheel. What game would you like to put on the wheel? Let me, line this up. I need to change it so people can write things on it. Fuck's sake. I keep forgetting. Story is Genshin tier, very boring. The combat is just alright. I really like the factory stuff though. That part is really fun. Is it? So it's like a Factorio Satisfactory kind of deal. I would like you to confirm my counterpick was the right choice with Code Vein 2. Oh my word. Code Vein 2, huh? Code Vein DOS. Boom, okay. It's a gacha. It actually has gacha in it, does it? I didn't realize the game had gacha in it. Anyway. Okay, so we have Detective London, we have Emma. Let's roll. Thank you for your presence here today, Detective London. My mouth's a little dry, so it might take a little bit of time to get into proper... Get the voices right. In light of the new evidence, I would like to go over the death of Dr. Asher one more time. What happened Friday night? Nope. Try not to sing the song. At 6... What the fuck do I give this guy's voice? At 6:30 PM, David Asher spoke on the phone with his lover, and the two of them broke things off. Lover? It's an accurate description of the relationship, isn't it? I wouldn't know. That stuff's private. Adonai. Then, the deceased met with Noble VP Helen Young in his parlour, starting around 7:30 PM. Oh, also another thing. They were trying to fire David. But he had like a whole contract thing about if he was fired, he gets to keep his IPs, I think, or something like that. Whereas if he dies, the IPs will go over to the company, I think. So there's also like this whole angle, like, did the company kill him to get the IPs? He then left the parlour and the sightlines of his own security system, before reappearing on his private secondary security system in the basement moments later. At which point, the android Sarah can be seen handing him the poison he'd go on to drink. And do you see that android in the courtroom? Yeah. He's the green-haired one that's frowning at me. Let the record show that the android Sarah has been identified at the scene of the crime. No objections. None? Oh, then why did I even show up? Detective London, what happened next? Well, Asher went upstairs and shared a drink with Miss Young. Within a few minutes, he was being airlifted to hospital, where he was soon declared dead. We know the poison could be produced by his factorer, which Sarah had access to, just up the stairs in his workshop. So Sarah had ample opportunity to procure the poison And Sarah handled the Dr. Asher's cup immediately before he did. Is there a question in that statement, Your Honour? I'll rephrase. Was anyone else seen handling Dr. Asher's cup before he died? No. I have no further questions. You love the judge robot? I do also love the judge robot. So that's your witness, counsellor. He wasn't lying per se, but there was some ambiguity in the statement he gave. Truth's got to come out one way or the other. Is this true, Truth? Is this true? You're being out on the spot. Emma won't push. I have to pull. Well, you did come out once. It's true. So yes. Okay, we have the talk screen, we have the basement footage, we have the whiskey. Okay, at 3:60 PM, David Asher and Isaac Porter broke up over the phone. Okay, that's true. At 7:30, Helen Young arrived. Okay, that's true. They spoke briefly, and then he went downstairs to get drinks for them. That's true. Cameras in the basement show Sarah handing him cups and the whiskey. I don't think that's true. I think he handed him the whiskey, not the cups, not the whiskey. Wasn't long until he lost consciousness and died. Drinking poisoned whiskey while he thought he was having a toast. Don't know if that's a good way or a bad way to go out. Okay. Okay, I think I know. We're going here. Cool. This one. Wanna bet? Ooh, got him. Fucking headshot, baby. Check that footage again, Detective London. We only see Sarah handing the victims a cup. He had already retrieved the whiskey himself. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Detective London just wasn't being specific enough, Your Honour. But it matters little, since it was David's cup, not the whiskey bottle that was poisoned. Weird flex, but okay. And that undeniable fact is shown clearly in the security footage. Sarah hands him a cup after he was ready to leave. True, she did call David back. And handed him a cup of poison? We have to say this doesn't make sense, right? Because if we agree she handed him a cup of poison, then we're done. If the cup was already poisoned, don't you think Dave... Oh, fuck. She's gonna be like, no, there's only like 5 milliliters in that shit. If the cup was already poisoned, don't you think David would have noticed it wasn't empty? Oh, no, never mind. We fucking owned. Well, not necessarily. The lethal dose could have been quite small. If it were just a droplet, he could have easily overlooked it. For Sarah, this crime was very simple. There was too little to the plan for anything to go wrong. Once she handed it off, she just had to wait for him to drink from his cup. Is that all she needed to do? Let me see the backlog again. Once she handed it off, she just had to wait for him to drink from his cup. No, she'd also need to make sure he had the right cup, right? Because if you're handing him 2 cups, how do you know which one he's going to drink from? There's no way you'd know, right? I'm raising. There's no way for me to bet extra money, right? Yeah, okay, I'm raising. Not a great plan, if that really was Sarah's move. She gave him 2 cups. How could she have known which cup David would drink from? There are a few ways to go about it. It's only a 50-50 shot, Counselor. Stranger things have happened. Well, it did. And people were very disappointed with the ending, I believe. Come on. There's no way to... Yeah, there's no way to know that's the right cup. You can't... You're going to push this. Don't try and bluff me, Rockford. There was no difference between the cups. It's not a bluff. Sarah handed him the cups to him in one stack, with the poison hidden in the bottom cup. She knew David was courteous and would pour from his guest. That is bullshit. Excuse me? Bullshit. So he wouldn't even look in the poison cup until he was already pouring. Cold-blooded patricide, executed by taking calculated advantage of Dr. Asher's kindness. That he could have just put the cup in front of him and then the other cup down and then just poured hers first. That is bullshit. Damn, she was luring me in with those easy answers. And I fell for it. Well... Now, are there some questions you'd like to ask the detective while he's available? Or are you done already? I was just about to get started. Even if I didn't have questions, I'd make some up just to spite you at this point. But I can do better than that. Now, what can I get London to say that would help my case? I don't think there's anything about Sarah in the footage that he could say. Like, it's obviously Sarah. Tenant technicalities, I guess you could ask him about, but I don't think he's the person you'd ask about this, and I don't think it really matters. Like, even if you made some sort of technicality where, like, well, the tenant allowed her to get around her technicalities and kill the... Like, it doesn't really matter, because she still killed him. So I think it's ad-involved crime. Detective, do you know how many violent incidents the city's police have investigated in the last year? Well, not the exact number. Thousands, though. Oh, yeah, around there. And of those thousands of incidents of violence, do you know how many of them would be found to be the fault of automated dependents? I believe there's been 6 in the last 5 years. Were all 6 of them incidents of police-licensed ad-involved brutality? Relevance, Your Honour? Withdrawn. Fuck it. I'm pushing. I literally have no idea what else to talk about, so I'm pushing. As an aside, Detective, do you know how many tenants are recognised in this country? Well, there's David. There's 110. 112 as of this year. Couldn't you have given me that one? Do you know how many of those tenants pertain to protecting humans from harm? Oh, that one I do know. 41. And lastly, Detective, how many times in the last, say, century have we seen automated dependents break their tenants? 5 times is the agreed upon number. So if you were to tally all that up and try making evaluations as a police officer charged with protecting civilians, overall you would say that an automated dependents in general are how dangerous to the public? The witness is not an expert on automated dependents, Your Honour. He's more than qualified to say whether they have a history of violence, Your Honour. What the heck? Let him answer. I would have to say they are not dangerous. Normally that would bring me some doubt within the jury. This isn't a traditional trial. At least I can say I shored up my own confidence. I really don't think tenant technicalities... What did the Sarah say? Detective, in that footage we just saw, could you see what Sarah was doing? Not exactly, no. Her back was to the camera and her hands were obscured. Could you see her hands from any other clip of the camera footage retrieved in the basement? No. Did you or anyone else participating in the investigation ever see Sarah put anything into David Asher's cup? No. The footage submitted to the record is the best available view of what happened. Stay. We're at 21. Hold off. Alright. Seems like that's as close as I'm going to get to blackjack. Boom. I believe I've made my point. I have no questions for this witness, Your Honour. Then we can move on to the next item on the docket. Exclamation mark docket. Looks like Emma wants to introduce new evidence. I call Sarah to the stand. Ooh. The android? Can she even do that? Approach, Your Honour. Huh? You're approaching me? Fucking Jojo ass line. I believe it's me they want to speak with. Oh, I didn't even get to finish my line. Now then, what the hell are you doing, Rockford? Took the words right out of my mouth. I have a question for the android. This seems like the best way to get answers. You can't call an android as a witness. It's not a person. There's plenty of precedents for it. Ads provide testimony all the time. Not when they're on trial. Sarah isn't on trial. You are. Sarah's accused of being an AI. That means you don't trust a word out of its mouth. The witness isn't to be trusted. The court can decide that for itself after hearing their testimony. Why the ambush? Why did you list this as entering evidence, DA Rockford? Only people can be witnesses, Your Honour, and she and ads don't have legal personhood. Evidence seems like the worst descriptor. You know I can't make an android swear an oath. Rockford is just trying to spoil your opinion, Your Honour. The more this court treats Sarah like a person, the more you'll see her as human, and the weaker my case becomes in your eyes. Nice try, Counsellor. But we don't have time to worry about my impartiality. You're free to call a mistrial if you want, but the state will have turned Sarah to slag before even finishing signing your motion. Rockford's calling a witness that is blatantly hostile to her case. If the witness is hostile, so be it. It did kill a man, after all. Oh, objection. Objection. Allegedly. What about the right to avoid self-incrimination? Who's the one treating Sarah like a person now? Androids don't have rights. I'm sorry, Teddy. Only humans have rights. Damn it. The android will take the stand. Your Honour, I've made my decision. And if Sarah refuses to take the stand, are you going to charge it with contempt of court? If the machine won't talk, you'll make every effort as its owner to ensure that it does. And if it disobeys you, then we'll have our answer about its sentience right there and then. Yes, Your Honour. Shit. What's going on? The DA is going to question you on the stand. What? But I shouldn't. Listen to me. You don't have a choice right now. This is happening. Tell the truth, but be concise. The more robotic, the better. Yes or no's only, if you can. Would be using affirmative and negative laying it on too thick? Affirmative. But Adonai, if I make a mistake, all these people, they'll want to destroy me. If you make a mistake, your lawyer will just have to cover up for you. Understand? Yes. You are the android identified as Sarah, correct? Yeah. Affirmative. Do you... affirmative. Do you deny this camera footage shows you handling the poisoned cup? Objection. It remains to be seen whether the cup itself was definitely poisoned. Yes, yes. Sarah, do you deny handing that cup to David Asher? Negative? I have no memory of the event, so I can neither confirm nor deny it. Do you have any reasoning, any excuse for your actions, for failing to notify the police of crucial information? I do not have any records from that day, so I never had anything to tell anyone. Very well. Counsellor? The journal, if you will. This could be a slaughter. Of course! Do you recognise this item? It is a journal that belongs to Dr. David Asher. I have seen him write in it on many occasions. And have you any knowledge of its contents? Negative. You don't have to answer that, actually. Tell the court what you see here in this footage. I see myself reading the journal in the basement. This footage was captured on Friday, the day you claim to have no memory of. So regardless of what you do or don't remember, we know that you read this journal hours before David Asher died. That is logical. I'd like you to read some passages from it for the court. Can you do that? Of course. Page 238, the 10th line. Sarah is growing faster than I ever expected, beyond my wildest dreams or fears. Today she... Continue, please. Today, she broke every password I have in the house. She said she was curious. I can't expect to keep things from her forever. Page 251, line 12. I've gravely underestimated the scope of things. Sarah could change everything, and I don't think I could stop her. He wasn't. Page 236. Damn it. If this keeps up, Sarah's gonna fall to pieces up there. I mean, there's no way we can raise an objection. There's nothing to object to. This is just. I mean, this is just her reading the diary. We can't. There's nothing we can do. I think we just have to fucking grin and bear it. I don't have a leg to stand on here, and Sarah doesn't have a shred of legal protection to speak of. I have to just let this play out. Page 236, 263, I said. I think Sarah was angry today. When I came back from work, she had ripped a Zin alloy plate in half. She said she was testing her strength, but the cameras... that was... Page 267. Sarah scared me today. She starts bawling on the stand. It's all over. Your Honour, I failed to see the value in continuing this line of questioning. Dr. Asher was wary of a highly experimental android he was building, as any good scientist would be. That has been established. Do the people have a counter-argument? I have just one last question, if it pleases the court. Let's hear it. This footage was captured in the basement on Friday around 5:30 p.m. Tell the court what you see. I see myself standing where I was when I read the journal. I'm speaking to someone who's off camera, and I appear agitated, and I stomp my foot. And what happens to the floor after you stomp your foot? A large crack is made in the vulcanized polymer. Oh, so that's where the crack came from. That was her stomping her foot. Interesting. And I walk off camera towards whomever I had been speaking to. Speaking or shouting? Asked and answered. Not really, but I'll withdraw the comment nonetheless. Your witness, counsellor, or evidence, if you prefer. Damn, I knew she could cherry-pick all the worst passages from the journal, but still. If Barrows wasn't wavering before, should I try and have Sarah read the mushy parts? No, the waterworks would start after just a few lines. Emma went through all that trouble to show how emotionally developed Sarah is. Proving that she loved David like a father would be playing right into her hand. What do you say, counsellor? Got some burning cues for the android to answer? Yes, Your Honour. Just one moment. Emma went for emotion, and the impact was devastating. So all I can do is focus on the facts. You see, the facts don't care about your feelings. It quite literally is. The facts don't care about her feelings. Anyway, so let's flip this around. Say Sarah absolutely didn't poison David. If that's the case, why did she call him back on his way out of the basement? Wait, that's... I'd actually ask you to read from the journal again, Sarah. You would? From where? From the section that explains what you were actually trying to do that night. The section of his journal detailing... Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't have had a week-long break before doing this one. Let me think. I don't think it is his early career. That doesn't seem to do anything. His newfound fame doesn't feel... because it's not that new. I think it's how he made Sarah. Okay, so here's my thought process right now, okay? Sarah, as an android, also has the robot blood in her veins, right? And we know the drug is actually robot blood, right? Or no, not robot blood, nerve. I think it's either robot, it's something to do with, it's robot juice. It's something to do with robots. It's like a nerve growing thing, or it's a blood. I can't remember, but it's something like that, right? So maybe Sarah cut her hand, then handed him the cups, and a little bit of her blood got into the cup, and because that blood contained the chemical agent, when he drank it, he died. That's my thoughts. I'm sticking to them. I'm gonna go with how he made Sarah. The latest section of his journal all about Sarah. But okay, never mind. If she reads any more of that, she'll burst into tears. Okay. Oh, is it his early career because he's handing him the red cups? That's just admitting that she did kill him. Yeah, but the thing is, the reason we're killing Sarah is because she's breaking tenets and she's showing herself to have like sentience, to be an AI. If she kills him through accident, then no one cares, right? It's like a car malfunctioning. That doesn't matter, you know. Because then she's just a machine and it's just a tragic accident. Let's go his early career because that's where they were getting the red cups, right? Look around the early section. There should be an entry talking about an early victory at Noble. Relevance. The people will see in just one moment that this story is the key to this entire case. Got approval from overseas. Have to make pitch again this week, Young says. Bought me a stack of plastic cups. Here's to a bright future together. And then on this next page, another victory for the young and sleepless. Nice. Helen convinced the president of Futures over lunch that my code should be the basis for the Animate 13's conversational tracking. She insisted on toasting the same crappy booze and same cheap cups. Wants to make a tradition. Plastic cups and liquor. A ritual between Helen Young and David Asher, who were about to have a drink together Friday last night. Something you want to say, counsellor? Let's put all our cards on the table, shall we? You want to compare theories? If you'd rather I end this now, I'd be happy to oblige. Here's what we know. Sarah read that journal and discovered what she was. It infuriated her, and she wanted revenge for being kept under her maker's thumb. That very night, she got her chance when Dr. Asher came down looking for a drink. So, like the clever little helper she is, she offered him a cup to drink out of. We're completely in agreement on all of that. So you also agree the cup was poisoned, and that Sarah's responsible for his death? Not quite. It's not a bad explanation, Miss Rockford, but it is terribly complex. There's a much simpler reason for why Sarah did what she did. Psych, no. Sarah's papers, no. It's gonna be Young's backstory, right? Boost it up, baby. It's got to be Young's backstory. Right? There's no... Isaac doesn't make sense. That's what we were talking about literally right now as well. Psychiatrist doesn't make sense. Sarah's paper doesn't make sense. I think we're going Young. The story from the journal. You're saying Sarah wasn't planning anything. She was just being considerate. Ah, that's so sweet. But I don't follow it, like, at all. It's actually quite simple. Sarah's not an AI. She only threw a tantrum that day because she was found she was being spied on. A realistic reaction for an android designed to be realistic. Oh, by the way, I should move my... There we go. There we go. Maybe like that. That's close enough, right? There we go. David Asher set her memory to be cleared himself because he wanted to preserve the experiment he was running. Sarah didn't hatch a plan to poison him using an obscure chemical acquired from the lab, and she didn't subtly manipulate David into drinking only one of 2 cups. Because the android read the whole journal that day. meaning she also read how David and Young used to celebrate. And so, when she saw David was leaving the basement without the nostalgic cups, she called him back to hand them to him. Simple, right? Simple enough for me, but not nearly good enough for me. What's more likely, Miss Rockford? That a well-made, clever android proposed a sentimental addition to two friends' evening? Or that a homegrown AI with a groundbreaking physical and digital abilities concocted a complicated poisoning scheme just to kill an unimposing man, all on camera, mind you, before voluntarily submitting to a memory wipe? People make all kinds of stupid mistakes when they commit crimes, Counsellor. We shouldn't expect an AI to act much differently. Is it stupid or dangerous? Can't have it both ways, Your Honour. Well, you can if it's ignorant of its powers and still immature. A deadly trait to have in an AI that's capable of anything. Shall we see what Sarah's capable of then, Your Honour? What? You can't be. Your Honour, that's... The people opened the door. True, and I can't resist open doors. Let's do it. What are you even... Sarah, David Asher was your creator and your designated owner, correct? Should I still be using affirmative, Adonai? And now that title falls to me. Yes? Great, thank you. Now, turn off. What? Shut down, that's a command. Honk, me. Honk shoo. Power on. What are you? Off. On. Adonai, I don't off. On, off. I'd be doing this just for fun, honestly. This is what I would do on my days off. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what this fearsome machine menace is capable of. I can put it to sleep with one word. So how could David Asher ever be threatened by it? Scary good logic. You've made your point, Counsellor. I mean, to be fair, if anything, that it kind of proves the opposite, really, doesn't it? It kind of proves that the only way she could ever kill David Asher was with poisoning, because that's the only way he would never see it coming. But whatever, I'm not going to break a case for her. Let's move it along. I've no further queries for the machine, Your Honour. Thank you for flipping you off and on. I can't imagine that was comfortable. It wasn't. But I wasn't referring to that. Since yesterday, I've been searching for an answer to why I appeared on that camera. I know I would never hurt Father, but you helped me prove that to myself just now. Adonai? Pardon me, I need to focus. Everything depends on this next witness. The people call Helen Young to the stand. Helen Young, Vice President of Android Futures at Noble Electronics, Eastern Division. Miss Young, you were there on the night Dr. Asher died, and you were on camera the entire time. That's correct. So what did you see that night? I arrived at 7:30 p.m, as you know. David and I talked in the parlour, then he left to retrieve some refreshments for us. After drinking together for a short while, he fell ill. I contacted emergency services and I'm sure you're all tired of hearing the same details over and over by now. The same details over and over aren't going to hold up anymore, Madam Veep. It's still unclear to me whether Young's more concerned with protecting herself or the almighty company. But it'll clear up real fast if I can tighten up the pressure on her here and now. Ching! Journal. Arbitration. The fucking handshake. Young story. I came to David's at 7:30. Let's pass the skill check, as Joe would say. Before long, sorry, I missed the thing. I was stun locked. Before the fetching, so David, when he came back, we shared a drink together. At the time, I didn't notice anything strange. We were just reminiscing. I didn't think his life was in danger. But then he became ill. So I ran to the kitchen to activate his emergency console and I did what I could until he was gone. I came to David's at 7:30. We chatted for a short while about some low priority work, nothing heavy. Wrong. Wrong. Arbitration. She's so fucking smug when she does that. She's like, hee. Nothing heavy. Both more professional than I realised. Since only hours earlier you had run a meeting in which his employment was terminated. His employment wasn't terminated at the arbitration you're referring to. His resignation was merely agreed upon. Yes, and we can all imagine how grateful he felt about the whole process. David didn't hold grudges. Our conversations wasn't about that. The fact that you had fired him that afternoon didn't come up. Asked and answered. Who initiated the meeting at his penthouse? I arrived unannounced. So you weren't invited? Very cordial indeed. If he didn't want to see me, he could have just stopped me at the elevators. Could he have? Noble owned the entire building, down to the wiring. Councillor is badgering the witness, Your Honour. Huh? Right, should we execute her for that then? No need. If I can just continue in my questioning, we can finally start addressing the elephant in the room. Where? I see. That was merely a joke. Hilarious. Miss Young, Noble Electronics owns a patent for and produces the synthetic biochemical known as cyanotonin, correct? That's correct. It's used in our warm models to facilitate integration and communication between organic and synthetic components. It's an artificial neurotransmitter. Essentially, yes. Synthetic analog serotonin was the original name. Did you bring the sample I requested to the courtroom today? I did. Cyanotonin is produced on site at our assembly lines as a caramel-tinted solution, including water and a few non-reactive organic byproducts. Your analysis, Your Honour? Working on it. It's odorless. Tasteless. A solution of water and organic byproducts, you said? If that solution was ingested, most of it would look right at home in a human body. I suppose. But the cyanotonin would stand out, wouldn't you say? It's not a naturally occurring compound, so yes. And it's a perfect match for the substance previously labelled Delta. And the sample we collected from the manufacturer present in Dr. Asher's lab? That's a bingo! The witness's brown stuff matches your brown stuff down to a T. In light of this evidence, and the witness's testimony, I motion that the court formally recognise that Dr. Asher's cause of death was cyanotonin poisoning. I don't object, Your Honour. But I am afraid that I must. Excuse me? Cyanotonin may very well have been in his body when he died, but cyanotonin didn't kill Dr. Asher. What? The hell is she up to? Going to sleep? Good night, Silver. Thank you for joining the Jackbox. And for Omega Gaku. It couldn't kill anyone, anybody. What? Because it's non-toxic, of course. We designed it to affect androids, not people. Hold on. You're now claiming that Dr. Asher died of what? Natural causes? I can't say what he died of. I'm not a medical expert. But I can easily prove that cyanotonin is harmless. We didn't think about this before, actually, yeah. We all kind of just assumed whatever it was in his body killed him. But didn't the medical doctor say that the effects of chemical compounds similar to what the chemical structure it saw caused severe chemical effects that could kill someone? Okay. How could you... Like... So... Oh, shit. She just fucking chugged that shit. Huh. Didn't see that one coming. What? What? That ain't good. Bailiff, contact the hospital immediately. I told you, it's fine. But I can stand here all day if necessary. What in the tarnation? And what you just drank was several hundred times the amount found in Dr. Asher's body. I'm assuming because this was the sample that the judge just tasted, we are confirming that that sample is cyanotonin, and it's not like a just brown water. Why didn't you say anything until now? Noble Electronics is a multinational corporation with patents filed all over the world. Emma really did get fucking owned. That's true. She got fucking destroyed right now. We take the protection of our trade secrets very seriously. The production and nature of cyanotonin is closely guarded. That guard remains up even during a murder investigation. Unfortunately. I would have been able to tell you earlier, had you asked directly. You see, Emma, you never asked, is the problem. So get fucking owned. What the hell kind of... This can't be right. Nothing else makes sense. Look at what is this Emma face? Hold on, hold on. I need my Emma tag for emotional support. Look at this face compared to this face in the background. You're not following why we believe the vial had cyanotonin in it? Because if I'm following the logic right, Emma asked Dr. Young to bring a vial of cyanotonin. The robot judge then tested that cyanotonin and went like, yeah, this is odorless, this is tasteless, this is a complete match for the chemical delta we just saw. And then the rest of the vial, she just chugged. That is in my brain how that worked, because this is the only vial that was in here, so I'm assuming it's the one the robot judge also tested. Otherwise, I agree it doesn't make sense. But I think that's why we're assuming that. But it didn't specifically say, like, here's the vial, here, judge, put your finger in it. So, like, there's a little bit of, like, But I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, it's easy to miss. Emma snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. To be fair, what was she going to do? She hadn't got much of a chance. Boy, howdy. I'm lost as hell. But do you have any further questions, Rocky Ford? Not at the moment, Your Honour. And the defence? The prosecution's own witness just threw the entire case into question. Normally this would be a cause for celebration, but the shadow of a doubt isn't enough this time. Barrows would much rather bring down the gavel early than let a potential AI walk free. What Young did was shocking, but what I need to do hasn't changed. Think this through, logically. Is it really possible that cyanotonin had nothing to do with David's death? No, it's bullshit. It can't be a coincidence. There's nothing else that would have killed him. But Young just drank cyanotonin in front of us and she's fine. Was it a fake? No, it was confirmed by the court computer to be the genuine article. So she drank poison, but isn't showing any of the symptoms? Is it slow acting? If so, her grand gesture would be pointless. She'd be kept for observation regardless what happens next. Did she take some kind of antidote beforehand? Yeah. Is it that it needs like a cofactor? Is it only poisonous when it's combined with something else? But something else that would be in the human body? So it wouldn't raise warning flags? Yeah, they didn't have any proof it was poisonous. It was only because when they checked his medical records, the only thing that wasn't a natural occurring thing in the body was cyanotonin. But it could be, yeah, like a small amount. Yeah, maybe with alcohol. With alcohol, make it is a really good idea, actually. That might, yeah. Because it would break it apart or something. Antidotes developed for poisons, not industrial chemicals. David's dead. She's alive. What made the difference? Wake up! No sleeping on the job. Unless you're me. Hehehe. Of course, Your Honor. Allow me one moment to explain things to the court. I spent the last 5 years building up my resistance to cyanotonin exactly for this day. I started with 1 nanoliter of the stuff, and every day I took 1 small drop extra, until I can now tank a whole bottle of the stuff. We confirmed just now cyanotonin was a foreign component in his body, or compound in his body. And we all know, logically, that it must have been what killed David Asher. So what's the key difference between what David drank that night, and what she drank in front of us just now? I know what it is. It's the alcohol. It's this. It's water glass. No, it's this cheap whiskey. Is it because it's like a really cheap whiskey? It like has some weird, yeah, like some weird reaction with it. The difference has been staring us in the face this whole time. That's... The chest opening in his apartment was the Sicilian opening. I've been wondering if it's an elaborate Princess Bride reference. So, it's quite a common opening, right? But also this game loves referencing media. So it could very well be. Whiskey was so bad it killed him. Honestly, that's most whiskey for me. I fucking hate whiskey. I had a professor who loved whiskey, and like I'd go around his house and just drink it, and I was like, good stuff. Actually, as well, I went last year. I went up to it was my dad's birthday, so we went up to Scotland. It was like a family holiday. And just as you may know, they love their whiskey in Scotland. So we went to a whiskey brewing place, like a little old, like a not one. Obviously, it was like a smaller one, so it was like more traditional. And I had to try like 5 different types of whiskey, and I was like, oh god. I don't hate it, to be fair. Like I could tank 3 or 4 shots of the stuff, but I was like, oh, I'd much rather be doing this with like a gin or something. But that's... Do you recognise this, Miss Young? That's the whiskey bottle that Dr. Asher and I drank from. Rose River. It's a good whiskey. No, it's not. It's fucking bottom shelf garbage. I think you had the right idea. Pardon? Bottoms up. And the devil laughs. Oh, I like this image. This is aura farming. Hold on. That's an aura farming one right there. Gin is mid. How dare you? How dare you? I love a gin. I love a gin and tonic. Oh god, it's turned her red. The drink that turns you red. Smooth. What? Adonai. Dear God, Counselor. You just downed that shit. Fair play. Scandalous. Relax, it's just whiskey. Tested a dozen times over. Perfectly safe. So, would you like to try some, Miss Young? God, she has massive honkers in that image. She has massive honkers the entire time. But that one really did bring him out. You're not wrong. Don't be absurd. I'm not going to drink on the witness stand. Have you lost your mind? I'm not asking you to get plastered. Just have a sip. You know, Morgan, if your theory is correct, there's a good chance Young doesn't know that that's what happens. And you would just kill her in the courtroom right now. After all, I don't want to prove whether or not cyanotonin killed Dr. Asher. We have to recreate the conditions under which he ingested it. By mixing it with alcohol. You know, you had the idea to add giant honkers to the Walrus PNG. It had crossed your mind. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Oh god, she's fucking... We've hit the Ace Attorney level of the breaking face. Go ahead then. Just a taste. Prove to us that cyanotonin is perfectly safe for human consumption. Is this... Can she do this? Miss Young, I never said it was safe for human consumption, just that it's non-toxic. A distinction without a difference. Young is extremely cooked. She's got no mask to hide behind now. No persona to keep her safe. Corner.mp3. Should we hold on? I gotta fucking hold. Where is it? Maybe we should just get it fucking up. Because this game is sparing with its music. When we're kicking off, I'm gonna put this fucking on. We're gonna hit this. I'm gonna pull this bad boy on. You saw firsthand Dr. Asher confused, slurring all his speech, complaining of a headache. All symptoms of poisoning. Alcohol poisoning, that is. Oh. Oh no, there's actually music for this bit, fair enough. Oh. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter analog. Maybe it doesn't do anything in the human body on its own, but in combination with alcohol, it acts as a powerful depressant. One strong enough to turn a glass or two of whiskey into a lethal overdose. That's just... Even if it is the case, what does this change? It changes whether or not we can accept the witness's testimony. Even if this witness is a liar, what does it change? Why would the witness lie if not to... She's a corporate climber. I assume it's like breathing for her. Your Honour, this is wild, but ultimately irrelevant. Irrelevant? When you've yet to establish an alternative interpretation of the facts, yes? What are you even accusing the witness of doing, counsellor, beyond angling for a promotion? We've all seen the story by now. Noble android saves soldier's life with warm blood transfusion. They're talking about putting warm androids in the military just because of that headline. With the size of those flesh and blood price tag, a defense contract like that would secure Noble's untold profits for years. So, imagine the lengths they'd go to hide the fact that their androids have poison in their veins. Dawes told me the truth about what Noble really thinks of that article, but he'd never testified to it. At least I know for sure that Emma's wrong about this poisoned blood nonsense. And you think she'd perjure herself for that? She's a high-powered corporate executive. It's her job to assess risk versus reward. And she can afford the fine. As I said, it's not truly poisonous. I didn't lie. I didn't technically lie. And the chances of cross-contamination from a simple plasma transfusion are... Now she's regaining her composure too. A perjury charge is a real risk, of course, but Noble rewards loyalty. And as you know, they have a great number of lawyers. Plenty of motive to lie about Serotonin, as you can see. But no motive for her to cover up the death of Noble's Electronics' Golden Goose. No motive to kill David Asher, you say? Ooh. Boost that shit. Where is it? Don't drink it. I love that it says that. David's contract, yes. Because if he is let go, he still gets his patents, right? Including the warm-blooded android. There's plenty of motivation for her and Noble to want David dead. Seeing as how they were firing him. Noble Electronics was kicking their golden goose out of the nest. Suing him over breach of contract. Isn't that right? I don't have to talk about that. That's alright. I'll talk about it for you. Huh. Your Honour, Counsellor is trying to testify when they're supposed to be questioning. The people opened the door when they claimed the witness had no motive. This is absurd. You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sure I can speak for the whole court when I say we feel nothing but reverent awe for the complexity of Noble's legal woes. But But it just so happens I have an inkling of insight into this issue. Because I have here a copy of Dr. Asher's employment contract. That is confidential. It's completely improper for you. Why? I'm still technically his attorney. Criminal attorney. But I didn't just stumble across this document. I also did the one thing Noble Electronics would never expect anyone to do. I read the terms and conditions. You what? That's impossible. No one could ever. David must negotiated well at his last performance review. This contract allows him to take his patents with him should he get fired, meaning Noble couldn't monopolise his IP once he was out. Rather than letting his competitors have him, the company might have thought it best to... A company didn't poison David Asher, Councillor. An individual did. And if they cared that much about controlling his intellectual property, they wouldn't fire him in the first place. Correct. They wouldn't have let him go for anything less than a complete breakdown of trust. He'd have to have done something grave. Something like, say, committing fraud. Play the music. Just now, you said there was a breach of contract. Like it was some kind of technicality that was causing the split. But it was much more serious than that, wasn't it? You're claiming the victim committed corporate fraud? Where's the evidence of that? David created the Turing solution that every one of their androids has run to this day. And Noble reaped enormous profits capitalizing on his intellectual property. With how his contract was set up, they would never let him go unless they absolutely had to. Then what exactly do you think David Asher did? It's not what I think that matters. Only what the company fears. Oh, fuck. Okay, Sarah. I don't think it's Sarah, because no one knows about Sarah. So, that's fine. Tenants, I don't think it matters. I think it's something to do with the shipping data. I feel like the shipping data... Yeah, like there was some sort of cover-up with this, right? Like they were swapping out A16s, which was really weird. I think it has to be the shipping data. It doesn't matter what I believe. Not when Noble believed that David was misleading the shareholders by altering shipment data for the Animate 16. What the hell? What is this you're uploading? Shipping records? Irregularities among shipments of the Animate 16. One android swapped in for another, over and over, dozens of times. The kind of thing someone with Dr. Asher's authority could do. And the kind of thing someone as smart as you couldn't have missed. Dr. Asher made Noble an untold amount of money, so why fire him over a few harmless swaps? Why elevate this to fraud? You have evidence that it was David Asher who did this? Nope, but I wasn't the one who investigated it. So let's ask her. Come on now, let's hear it. Let's. The company investigated and found cause for serious concern. We suspected Dr. Asher was inserting androids of unknown origin and quality into the 16th product line, introducing unpredictable elements into an extremely stable and profitable generation of androids. Were these the ones with the AIs? Why would he do that? Pride? As a practical joke? Does it really matter? He endangered the future of the company. Are you prepared to fire him? Yes, I approached him as his superior and as someone he once worked with. I hope to remedy the situation. Was the meeting on Friday part of those efforts? It was the culmination of those efforts. Okay, we're back to this. And in many ways, it was a success. The dispute was resolved swiftly. It was practically friendly compared to how these discussions normally go in our world. So you brokered the meeting? Yes. You oversaw its every detail, handled all the arrangements? Yes, of course. Including the refreshments. What? Did you provide coffee? Tea? No? Strange. It must have been a long meeting. Surely you at least provided... water? Must be water. Jelly donuts. Jelly donuts. Huge. Huge. Great reference. Oh, fuck, Young. You've really done it now, buddy. You poisoned the fucking water at the conference and then later on came round to toast the whiskey and then he fucking died because you had already put the serotonin in his body. Oh, you done fucked up now, Young. Surely you at least provided water for people. What are you asking, counsellor? That's what I want to know. Me as well. We're past the point of asking. I'm accusing. Dr. Asher didn't have some kind of freak medical accident, and he wasn't killed by some terrifying two-faced AI bogeyman. He was poisoned by this woman in the light of day at that meeting Friday afternoon. Did she really just... What do you mean, poisoned at the meeting? That was hours before he showed any symptoms. As Miss Young testified and demonstrated, serotonin on its own is harmless, but it becomes fatal pretty easily. You just need to convince your victims to have a drink. You're saying he ingested the poison at noon and inadvertently triggered a fatal reaction with it that night? How could you... Hold on, are they actually playing some... Okay, they're playing their own version. I won't shit over it. This is quite a good song as well, actually. How could you... Oh, hold on. I missed that one. How could you get so far ahead of yourself? There were a dozen people at that meeting, counsellor. None of them wound up dead. Are you seriously claiming they all drank poisoned water? No, don't be silly. David was the only one to fall ill, so... But he fell ill because he drank from that water. Others must have drank it too, so... So he must... No. Okay, that's not what I was going to go down. I was just going to go down the idea of, like... They gave him a specific water, or just poisoned his cup, or poisoned his jug. Like we've kind of done the entire time, but okay, sure. Whatever you say, Morgan. Take all the time you need getting there. So why aren't they all dead? Because, as all those people will surely attest, Helen Young made sure they'd be doing paperwork for the next 12 hours. Working late into the night, officiating the settlement she arranged. And not drinking alcohol. She had no guarantees about that. What if they started drinking after 6? With Noble's work-life harmony? Chance. These people don't clock out until they reach their bunk. Only a generational talent like David Asher could afford to relax with a drink on Friday night. His exceptionalism singled him out as her only victim. Play the fucking music again. Oh shit, you're right. Look, this is the perfect time to hit up the fucking judge emote. It's never had its time to shine, but this is the time. Ugh. Hold it. You're forgetting something pretty basic, counsellor. If everyone at that meeting drank water from the same pitcher, any one of them would have noticed if there was serotonin in it. Serotonin is a brown fluid. Sorry, I don't want to leave it on for too long. I'm going to keep putting it on and off. Whiskey is too, so it'd be pretty easy to slip into a glass of liquor. But if she had spiked the water at the meeting with it, it would have looked disgusting. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. There's no way she could have poisoned the water without people noticing. All of what Emma said is true. And yet Young pulled it off anyway. Oh shit. Hey Deno with the Gigantify one. Huge. How? Is it because it's only brown when you've added stuff to it, right? Yeah, is it the chromafuge? I think it's the chromafuge, right? Yeah, it removes impurities and pigment. If it can turn blood pink, Danganronpa pink, I guess it can take the brown out of Cyanotonin. You love seeing me spam the raise button before I even know what I'm going to say? Look. We ain't fucking pussing around out here. We're going all in all the time. Cyanotonin is produced as a caramel solution. Anyone would have noticed if it was dropped into their water, unless the pigment had been removed. What the hell are you talking about? Every noble factory producing a warm android has a chromafuge, a machine that gives their androids that signature Danganronpa pink oxidant by removing pigment from red blood. Ugh. With a machine like that, it would have been simple for a brilliant biochemist like the Witness to take the caramel-coloured cyanotonin and turn it into an odourless, tasteless, invisible poison. As your honour can attest. Yes, ma'am. My scan confirmed that cyanotonin has no taste or odour. It's only the colour that's off-putting. Surely the poisonous aspect should be considered off-putting as well. Emma's aura's in the red. She's got to do something crazy to get herself out of the hype debt. It's true. I think the problem is we've been shown, not told, Emma, right? We've been told that Emma wins every single case because she's a fucking genius. But she's getting her ass beat. Although, to be fair, it's not exactly Emma's fault. And also, Emma is different to most prosecutors, in which it seems like she's actually trying to do a good job. Like, she's not prosecuting for money or to win a case. Like, she wants to win, obviously. But I feel like she's not gonna, like, cheat or lie. Like, she wants to find the truth as well. So I think it's also, like, you know, there's that aspect as well. But yeah, you're right. She needs to start farming some aura for hard. For sure. Ugh. Time to press. David Asher, your oldest ally in the whole company, was sabotaging its future for the sake of his own whimsy. And he couldn't even be bothered to clue you in. No! Playing Nutty Professor and taking off early while you had to work around the clock just to stay relevant. He set up your crowning achievement, the most advanced, most profitable line of androids the country has ever seen, so it would blow up into the industry fiasco of the decade. And worst of all, he didn't even stand to profit from it. You're wrong. You went to his house that night to watch him swallow poison, to get revenge on the man who left you in the dust. Your Honour, defence is testifying. She doesn't even start whipping people mid-trial. That's true. She does need to start cracking that whip. Or get it like a taser. Or Apollo Justice style, start air guitaring. Just start going for no reason. That is, dare I say, what the fuck's his name? Like Xavier Claude or something? The prosecutor in Apollo Justice. Probably the highest aura farmer. No. Second highest aura farmer in the Ace Attorney. Gavin. It's something like that, yeah. Behind second highest aura farmer prosecutor. Behind what the fuck's his name? The dad, the guy that Edworth's mentor. Clavier Gavin. Yes, that's it. Behind what's his face? What the fuck's his name? Yeah, anyway, you know who I mean. There's Clavier Gavin, and then he's second highest aura farmer. Then highest aura farmer, Von Karma. Yes, Von Karma. But he had aura. For sure. Anyway, sorry, we're right in the middle of the important part of the trial. I mean, we shut the fuck up. This speculation carries no weight, and no amount of badgering will lend it any. True. We need proof. So why don't we have Miss Young take a swing of this whiskey and prove me wrong? Oh. Ha! I'm not going to do that. Because you're afraid it could kill you? Because I don't have to. She's right, Counsellor. Pardon? Your theory is compelling, maybe even convincing. But there's a pretty fatal flaw to it. Young was at that meeting, same time as David. We can see she was drinking water with the rest of them. All true. And she drank the whiskey. Or did she? Because there's that glass of water in the sink. Gavin simply walks into the courtroom with the sheer intent to aura farm. He does. You know what? That is the truest thing anyone has ever said about Gavin. Like, he does not want to win those cases. He doesn't give a shit about winning those cases. He just wants to look cool. Anyway. And of course, we've seen many times now that she was on camera drinking whiskey with David that night. Having even finished most of her cup. So tell us, Counsellor, how is it that Miss Young is still standing here and David Asher is dead? Devil gang. Devil gang, devil gang, devil gang. If both of them had mixed alcohol with cyanotonin that night. That is a damn good question. Young did the gag of pretending to drink but pouring it behind her. Yeah, she did that thing where she stood right next to a plant and then was like, glug, 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 you know, just facing Asher and just was just pouring behind her into the fucking plant pot. Oldest trick in the book. Shit. As I've been saying, you're wrong about Dr. Asher's death. You're wrong about me. I don't know anything about poison or murder. But I wouldn't kill a man because he threatened the company's stock price. Wow, fucking bad employee. No. She did kill him. I can smell it on her now. She just didn't see him die. She watched him die. But then, why is she still standing? There's no antidote, no trick. Young was on camera the whole time. I would like to go back over the footage. Because I don't think, like... I think you're right. I think after he brought the whiskey back, then he poured the cups, then she grabbed it. Did she just not drink it? Did she literally just pretend to drink it, but then not do it? And then obviously he would never know because he dies like 5 minutes later. So it wouldn't be weird that her cup was still pretty full. Is it literally just as simple as that? Or is there something else? I feel like it has to do something with the water. Because we have a glass of water with her fingerprints on it in the sink. It's like that has to come up at some point, right? Unless this game throws red herrings in, which maybe it will, but... She's a secret AI? Oh shit, what a twist. And that night she was on camera the entire time. No, not the entire time. She couldn't have been. There must have been one moment. Oh my god. Oh wait, there is one moment. She called from the emergency console, right? Wait, does this want me to put them all in order? That's first. Like, going from the drinking area to the kitchen to call on the emergency console that I think was in their kitchen, there may have been a blind spot where she fucking throws up? That she wouldn't risk that, surely. Does she, like, do something, rinse her mouth out with the water? Huh. I don't know. Anyway. Talking, drinking, David faints, hospital. This timeline Leaves no window of opportunity, damn it. Maybe she didn't get sick because they got to the hospital so fast? Maybe after she arrived she could... No. Staff would have been hyper-vigilant, afraid she was poisoned too. They wouldn't have let her out of her sight. Wait. David and Young only got there as fast as they did because of the VTOL. And VTOL was only summoned because she used... Would you mind terribly if I changed the subject for just a moment? What? Meh, why not? You left the parlour at 8:03 p.m. and headed into the kitchen to use the emergency console there. Yes, I did. Didn't want to use your phone? I didn't think to, no. And the emergency call went out at 8:04 p.m. The console saw you make the call through its camera. Yes, it did see make the call because that's what happened. So, what were you doing in that minute? What? That 1 minute. That 1 minute? What about that 1 minute? 1 minute, or 50 seconds, or even just 45 seconds. When you left Dr. Asher dying in the parlour to get to the emergency console, it took you about 1 minute to cross 5 meters. What of it? This is it. Her only opportunity to do anything off camera that night. It was only a few seconds, but in that time, with something at the scene, I'm sure it was a stressful time for you. After all, you had already swallowed poison back at that meeting. You must have drank plenty in front of everyone to set up your alibi. Who knows how much of a toxic time bomb was swimming in your blood by the time the arbitration ended. Then at David's, you downed the whiskey to perfect your alibi, having drank from the same bottle as the dead man walking. By 8:03 p.m, you had already... Fuck, man, this has fucked me up. You had already had to watch David grow weaker and weaker, knowing all the while the same thing was happening to you, but unable to stop it without giving yourself away. Mind swimming, head dizzy. Yes, you must have been quite panicked. Then why am I standing here? Alive and well for all of us to see, having drank the exact same combination as David. Because she cheated death at the very last second. Oh, fuck the salt shaker. She combined salt into the water and she literally did throw up. She actually just fucking threw up. Huh. Did they not test her blood when she went to hospital? Did they not mention that? Huh. It certainly does bring bad luck. Bad luck for David. Now, does it want me to do the salt shaker, or does it want me to do the water glass? I mean, salt makes more sense to me, right? Because that's the part that would make you throw up. You set yourself up with bad luck, Helen Young. What? By leaving the salt shaker cap loose. I don't blame you, since you were in a rush to make yourself vomit. Ugh. They did, probably not for Delta. You don't think so? Why would they? Because David had just literally died of poison. Like, if he had literally collapsed and they were drinking the same whiskey, I assume they would also test, unless they didn't know that at the time, right? I guess she just called them and was like, help, David's ill, and then they just took him and they wouldn't even realize why I guess that makes sense. Yeah, they wouldn't have tested her because she just calls and says David's ill. They would never suspect anything was wrong with her until afterwards when they realize it's a poison. Then they might check her, but by that time it's probably been like 12 hours. So yeah, they only found out about the poison after the autopsy. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. What? You threw up. I threw up. You threw up, expelling the contents of your stomach and thereby saving yourself from a fatal interaction. I can't imagine how you felt, sipping a drink you knew to be deadly, terrified that every last minuscule grain of fatigue you felt could be your last. You must have come closer than anyone realised. It helped that you knew the symptoms weren't simple intoxication, but even so. You weren't kidding about managing risk versus reward. How? It was the salt shaker. You didn't screw the cap back on all the way and I happened to bump it over. The lone glass with your fingerprints in the kitchen. It could have been there for any reason. But the salt shaker gave you away. Because of one unscrewed cap? No cap. As I said, bad luck. Oh. I don't follow. Can someone please tell me what the fuck's going on? Pour salt into warm water and chug the solution. Instantly triggers the gag reflex. Does it have to be warm water? I know people drink salt and water to throw up. I didn't realise it had to be warm water. That's preposterous. You've got no proof of any of that. You all sound insane. I'm not crazy, you are. A feeble attempt at self-defense from a fatally cornered animal. The teeth are already on its neck, but the jaw hasn't quite closed. So for one moment, it's all suffocating terror and sharp adrenaline, and the furthest thing from peace. Until the canines come down. In summary. Oh fuck, is it a Danganronpa style summary manga page? Oh hell yeah. Bump the music, baby, here we go. You were exhausted after years of living in the shadow of a man you outranked. You thought your fortunes finally shifted when you caught David manipulating company data. But even on his way out, he was more valuable to the board than you. So you decided to prove your worth by serving up his intellectual property on a silver platter. You set up an arbitration where you could control all the variables. Then you ran cyanotonin through the chromofuge, turning it into an invisible, odorless, tasteless poison. And then you spiked the water at the meeting, poisoning him hours before anyone could even suspect you. That evening, you invited yourself to David's, taking advantage of your shared ritual to guarantee he would drink the alcohol. Then, after matching him sip for sip on camera for all the world to see, he lost consciousness and you raced to the kitchen, not to use the console, but to dump salt in a glass of water and chug it as fast as you could, forcing yourself to vomit up the liquor and cheating death in the process. That's all conjecture. You don't have a shred of evidence for any of that. Not on me. Boom. Oh my god, she shot her right in the courtroom. But let's go dust fingerprints. You could explain away your prints being found on a water glass, but not on a salt shaker. Nor could you explain why we'd find traces of DNA in the sink's drain, or why there are minute amounts of cyanotonin in the blood of your entire legal team. I learned how to purge at Noble to avoid overdosing on your reds, greens, and yellows. You're part of the old guard now, Miss Young. Everyone else at the company uses inhalers. Oh, good. That was was that in green? Because you only learn that if you do the extra dialogue. That's fun. That's cool. But if you want to prove me wrong about all this, that drink I offered you earlier is still on the table. Well? Oh my god. Oh, holy shit. This is a fucking... This is cinema. The fucking eyes of a predator. You... Any questions? You... Madam Vice President? You... Oh, it's actually an eyes of a prey. Cold! Bitch! Bold. Cinema. Cinema. You don't understand. You're not on trial, Miss Young. Not today. So I strongly suggest you stop talking. For your own sake. The casino motives are clean. Yeah, they look really nice. Miss Rockford, shall we? Yes, Your Honour. Considering the most recent events and testimony, we have no further reason to suspect the android Sarah in the death of Dr. Asher. We know of no other occasions upon which said androids may have broken any tenets. This means it is no longer considered at risk of violating the NDSA. And so, we formally withdraw our one charge of possession of contraband against the defendant, Evangeline Morgan. Hooray! Where's the confetti? Where's the confetti? I need the confetti court. Morgan turns around and defends Young. My new client. That's chapter 2. You're going to defend Young. Actually, if we notice on the thing, maybe David did commit suicide. Does she, of all people, have to use my full name? Very well. Then the charges are dropped without prejudice. I'll instruct the bailiffs to remove the collar from your android as soon as possible. Case... Oh shit, are we going to hit an objection? Sorry, is my hideous presence that distracting? I'll just go dig a hole and decompose in it until I turn to a mushroom. Maybe if I'm reborn as a waxy porcini, then I won't be so quite despised. Perhaps I should let the adjutant do the honours, as a formality. Yes, ma'am. Case dismissed. Hey! Still here? Waiting for them to find whatever glorified bolt cutters they'll use to unlock Sarah's collar. What's your excuse? Licking your wounds? What wounds? I beat you, bringing your record against me to 1 win, 9 losses. Okay. So Morgan was definitely killing people before losing to Emma. Because I've gotten the implication she's killed more than 9 times, right? She killed 6 times as the Heartbreak Killer. Maybe she only killed 3 times before that, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like she's been like a serial killer for years. You aren't still in shock, are you? Oh, I don't know. Some charges were dropped and an android was cleared of suspicion, but I found the culprit. Is that really a loss for me? I won. How is that not a loss for you? Oh, Morgan, don't you realise when the truth is found, it's a win for all of us? I'm just here to see the law done. What, some bullshit? She's gonna hit us with that right now, isn't she? Justice prevailed. Why should I care who wins exactly? Oh, you know, I always win because justice wins. When we work together, we always win. Apart from when you lose, obviously. If you don't care who wins, why have you been keeping score? I haven't been. 0 losses, just that easy to remember. Well, you have to start up a tab for us then, because our record's going to get a lot more tangled from here on out. Seems like everything's getting tangled these days. There's another crowd down on the street. More of those protesters from outside Noble Apartments. You're serious? That wasn't a one-time thing? Is this flirting? Yes. Yes, it is. Wouldn't that be nice? No, yesterday was pretty big, but it wasn't an isolated incident. I don't get it. At all. Heartbreak's just some nut who shot 6 people weeks ago. Can't these losers move on already? Yeah, most of them are losers. Some of them are just bored. Then there are the opportunists. Dissidents, unlisted, rebels and terrorists. Wannabe cyberpunks who think they can fight the power like they've seen in movies. All of them peacefully united under Heartbreak's eloquent political messaging. Who needs political messaging in the 21st century? Real. Everyone's addicted to fighting straw men. True. So fucking true. Makes sense they'd want to fight for a straw man too. The way they see it, Heartbreak fought the state and won. Heartbreak proved the state could lose. And maybe that's all the rallying these people need. It'll all fall apart soon enough. Heartbreak's gone to ground. No, it's a lot worse than that. Heartbreak's gone viral. What? You haven't read about the copycats in other cities? No? Is that a thing? Yeah, it's a thing. Who the hell are they even shooting? Whoever they want to kill? None of them get away with it, of course, but it keeps happening. All the while, the original keeps killing. Now I know you're screwing with me. There haven't been any shootings. Not shootings, no. Not unresolved homicides either. But muggings gone wrong. Disappearances. It's a big city, councillor. More than enough blood for the real Heartbreak to wash their own crimes in. So you think your boogeyman, known only for shooting people in the heart, gave up on shooting people in the heart? Yeah. Hard to swallow, I know. But it's about 1,000,000 times more likely than the alternative. What's that? That they could stop themselves from killing. You always know how to put my mind at ease, Emma. Should I stop going out at night? You'll be fine. You've got that gun. You saw that? Walking into a courtroom with a concealed carry. Not gonna miss that, Morgan. Good to know you're paying attention. Was that a real yawn? No, that's acting. Hayden, I know it was so realistic. It was hard to tell. But when she does the yawning sprite, I try and sneak a yawn in there. "5:04 p.m, July 2nd, 2086. You won the case. You don't have to look that astounded. Not only that, you found Father's actual killer. How? I'm a really good lawyer. No, that's not it. Fucking rip. Hey! I mean, you were only able to make the deductions you did because you truly believed that I didn't kill Father. Your logic throughout the trial was based on that assumption. So how were you so sure? Well, I mean, if it wasn't based on that, she would lose. So, I mean, there wasn't really another option for any potential winning the case, but it's fine. Here. Father's journal. But isn't it important evidence? The case fell apart. No one's going to miss it for a while. You've got everything, right? So read through it all, or read it all through. One more So fast. Is it really possible she's reading all of that just by flipping the pages? I'm pretty sure if you flip the pages like that, you wouldn't even be able to see all of the page. Like, literally, like it'd be covered up by the rest of the page bending. Or whatever. Rhea's worked quick too, but she was just capturing images for later use. There's something here, on the back cover. Done already? Some kind of data storage? It's linked to my prints, but given your skills, you should be able to... I have access. What happened to you needing my express permission to hack? What is this? Audio file? It's a message from David. Take a listen. Check a look. Didn't realise I'd have to sit for this. So you can read the whole journal in a few seconds, but you can't... I have processed the information in the message several times over already. I'm just thinking. I guess I'd have a lot to think about too, had I just suddenly been made aware of my own free will. Hey, Morgan? Morgan, honey? Maybe we shouldn't have this conversation in the courtroom, directly next to, like, all the guards and bailiffs. Maybe we should wait until we get home before discussing how you actually are an AI. What was Father so afraid of? That's your only question? I have many questions, but that is the most prominent one, and and the one that you are best suited to help me answer. Did he know that Helen Young would try to kill him? Is that why he arranged for you and me to meet? I think he understood that he would face consequences. Listening to that message, even I was ready to strangle him for being so irresponsible. And I wouldn't hurt a fly. He knew what he'd done was serious. He may have feared for his life, but I doubt it. Then what was he so afraid of? Getting sued into oblivion and then rotting in jail. Sued and jailed for making me and my precursors? But he wasn't under investigation by the state. He was only being forced out by Noble. Because he made last-minute changes to androids that got shipped around the world. The others, Virgil, Ionid, Yamatai. Okay. I can't hold off the ads anymore. Good time to take a break. It's been 2 hours. Take a 5-10 minute break. I'll be back. Then, go grab some water. A Pepsi, if you will. Bye-bye. I'll see you in 5-10. Okay, hello. Hello, I'm back. Let me... Hold on. I gotta find... The fuck was his name? Ace? Attorney. Follow. Justice. Clavier. My boy Clavier. Oh, hold on, here we go. Oh my god, the fucking... Ew! Does anyone else hate the 4K remake of... Or like the drawn art style remake of the Ace Attorney games instead of the original pixel? Anyone else want me with this, or no? Anyway. Look at this guy. This guy comes to fucking court and he does this. Who does that? Who fucking goes to the court and just does that? I want to find some more. If I can find some more of him doing... It's just the same thing. He also has a crazy good fucking song. I think he does. Let me remember. How does this song go? Yes. Oh, bro, I love this song. Imagine you are a fucking prosecuting attorney. You turn up like this, and then this is the song that plays when you're in court. And you know he speaks with that slight German accent of like that traveling university student, you know, who came from Germany. Yeah, I didn't like... For a lot of it, I didn't mind too much the hand-drawn remake of the, like, Ace Attorney games, but they really did... Some of it is really bad. The MIDI guitar? Look, slang. They made this game in the fucking early 2000s or some shit. You gotta cut them some slack. Oh, anyway, let's fucking get back to it. Oh, also, you know what? We have more people here. I'm gonna show off my fucking my band video which I made, which I don't get to use because we don't ban anyone. There's no one's bad enough in chat to ban. But look at this video I've made in case we ever do. I did briefly think about putting like the Twitch TV logo over the guy's head, but I feel like it might... I don't know. I feel like it might have been too much. I don't know if it would... It might have taken something away from it with the bad tracking. +2. Thank you. Is that actually real? The walrus thing? Yeah. It's a video. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fucking find that. Like, let me see. I mean, Japan... Walrus hit man with tube. Fuck. There's no way I'm finding this fucking... What if I say Walrus hit man? No, Walrus tube. Walrus show in Japan? Maybe that would be it. I'm going to do one quick look for this, and if we can't find it, we're going to give up on it. I get used to that when reading chat and just to ban this chatter for 5 minutes. True. Okay, let's have a look. Is it in this one? Look at this guy. He's fucking loving life. Just fucking watch him. Just living the dream, bro. These tusks are so white. That's crazy. Okay, this is clearly not the correct one. Oh shit, he's doing his sit-ups. So funny. What do they do? Do you think they ever wonder why the fuck they're doing any of this shit? Are they gonna put a fish down the tube? Oh my god! Jesus, he's got a set of lungs on him. Holy shit, that's a long ass straw as well. Excuse me, can you get down in front? Thank you. That's crazy. Anyway, I can't find the original video. Oh no, wait, hold on. I'm an idiot. I'll have it on my fucking... I'll have it in my... Where is it? Is it this one? Oh yeah, this is the one. Oh my god, that's way too loud. Turn that fucking down. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. How did I find it in the first place? I was just scrolling, I can't remember, some social media site, and someone posted it on, I think it's Twitter or Blue Sky, one of the two. And then someone posted this image, and I was like, this video, and I was like, bro, I gotta fucking take this. Google says maybe you meant the movie Tusk. Classic AI. Here you go. Imagine this being your job, by the way. You're gonna get fucking smacked by a fucking... Say nope. Bam. There you go. The twitching is so good. You thought it was a man in a suit. No, that's a real walrus. Not at the time that I thought the gorilla on a bicycle was a real gorilla, and then someone's like, no, that's just a guy in a fucking costume. If I find that video, gorilla on bicycle. Videos. Is it this one? Why the fuck is this on Facebook? Hello? Look, whatever. Let's get back to the fucking game. I'm not gonna just start posting fucking Facebook videos on fucking Twitch. The twitching is great. I'm glad he committed the bit. Alright, let's continue. We're gonna find out the AIs are spread to the world now. He never said what happened to them. No, he didn't. But since none of the hardware in his house started talking to us, we can guess. Sorry, Sarah, not now. We're watching animal videos. Exactly. We have important stuff to do. He smuggled them out into the world, using the only vessels he could find for them. The minds of randomly chosen A16s. Then, they're somewhere out there? Others like me? I honestly don't think there's anyone or anything like you, Sarah. What a lonely compliment. Damn. True. AIs programmed in Cube, crammed into commercial Android hardware set up for Tesseract? Something must have been lost in the transfer. Perhaps quite a lot of something. Maybe they're still out there, but they would be changed. They probably don't even know what they are. Intentionally, perhaps. David didn't want you to know what you are. It's why he set your memory to reset when you went to sleep that Friday night. Yes, I remember it now. You remember it now? After I had to fight like hell to win that trial. Rereading that journal just now helped, and Father's voice message, it made me recontextualize many things. Convenient. Father had been so stressed. He left scuff marks leaving the panic room, and I noticed them on Friday. I had the way open in a few moments. I entered. I read his journal. This journal. I noticed the scanner on the back and I saw it had a message encoded to your biometrics. Father had already told me I had to live with you for some time, but I knew next to nothing about you, so I listened to it. Afterwards, I was very confused and hurt. He had lied to me 1,000 small times every day of my life. When I confronted him about it, I raised my voice and lost my temper. I stomped my foot. So Emma's recounting of their conversation was actually completely accurate. Father said he wanted me to be safe while he settled things with the company. He thought maybe I wouldn't have to stay with you for more than a few weeks. He was optimistic about it all. He really was. Been accused of killing my best friend, just a fucking another day in the life of a corpo. Sarah, I need to use the restroom. Oh, good luck. Good luck? Excuse me? You want me to come with you? Why? Because I said so. I don't actually have to obey your every word, Adonai. Sure you do. You're registered as my medical assistant. And I say this is a medical emergency. You don't want bad luck on a trip to the restroom? I mean, that is true. Go piss, girl. How toxic do we think this is going to get? Is Morgan going to turn Sarah into a serial killer, accidentally or otherwise? So, we still have, I assume, a small amount of Chapter 1 left to go. But, I will say, I think my main qualm, I guess is the correct term, my main qualm with Chapter 1 is the fact that Chapter 0 seems completely unrelated. Like, they set up this whole premise, serial killer lawyer, you know? It's like, oh, I'm evil. Oh, I kill people. Oh, I'm like a psychopath or sociopath who like calculates everything in advance. I'm like a genius killer, right? And then we go through the entirety of Chapter 1, and literally at like no point is Morgan ever brought up the fact that she killed someone. Or like, obviously she wouldn't bring it up, but like it's not really ever taken into account. She never like talks about it. She never does anything about it. She never kills anyone else. She doesn't like talk about, there's no motive for why she wants to kill. We haven't further understood her motivations of why she does it. It feels like episode 0 was completely unrelated to episode 1. I think, I mean, it's not a huge issue if going forward it comes more into it. It just feels really awkward that like it's such a different tone from episode 0. Yeah. So I feel like there must have been a way to like meld it in more naturally or like string it along a bit more. Like I'm sure by the end it's going to become a much bigger thing, maybe in like chapter 2, and then by the end of chapter 5, right, you're like, well, you know, it was a weird start in chapter 1, but you know, it really got rolling and the whole thing came together. But it just feels weird. And I get chapter 0 isn't, that's why it's called chapter 0. It's not chapter 1. It's not where you're starting the story. Like it's literally meant to be like a thematic setup, right? But still, it still kind of seems odd that that was such a big facet of what we knew about the character, and it literally has never come up once in the entire chapter. Like right at the beginning, she's like, "Oh, I can buy a gun, so I can pretend to use that gun when I actually kill people with another gun." And at one point, she's like, "It's a hard world, so you got to do some, you know, you got to do your shit." But apart from that, it really hasn't. What we knew of the character has not merged with the rest of the game. Anyway. Medical assistant? But I'm not even licensed as a massage therapist. Are we gonna corner Young in the fucking bathroom? Hey girl! As Yuri is taking, thank you for subscribing. 11 months, my god, thank you. As someone who's missed the entire story up to this point, I heavily disagree with your opinion. The character's really good or whatever, the opposite of what you're arguing is. You know what, Yuri? We have the exact right thing for you here. Ban the mods. Commit summary execution. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you again. Year is taken for the resubscription. Hey, young. How does it feel? So, you're now on trial for murder because of me, Lamau. Just came in to rub it in your face. Fancy meeting you here. Yeah, just enjoying my freedom while I can. They won't put out a warrant for at least an hour, I imagine. You can afford a pretty sizable bail, can't you? There won't be a trial. I don't intend to contest my guilt. It's a shame. I was looking forward to seeing what kind of legal defense you could afford with that salary. Are you done? Why did you go to his house that night? There was a fair chance he'd drink on his own, without your prompting. Even if he didn't, you could always just try your plan again some other time. Why'd you risk it? Because I know what you are, Sarah. And I know what David did to those androids. You... what? I was able to locate one of the androids he'd swapped in before it had left the country. When I asked it what it was, it didn't even think to deny it. Innocence like that is a dead giveaway. But I'm innocent. I'm a naive little girl. Oh no! I know what he did, and it wasn't that hard to find out. If I'd figured it out, so could any other. So I did what I had to. That was your motive? Silencing him? Oh, sorry, that was meant to be Morgan. Fuck. So I've been listening to Sarah too much. It kind of slipped into my voice. Those programs, those AIs, whatever you want to call them, David sent them out there into the real world. Unprepared and defenseless. And they've garnered no complaints. In fact, they've all been praised for their ability to execute complex tasks. Let me repeat that. The customers couldn't tell the difference. So how many of them are? Hundreds. The swaps you found were just the small percentage that he got sloppy on. Oh fuck, there's fucking hundreds of AI. Emma in the toilet stall losing her mind listening to all this. She's just fucking there on it. Just in this one right here, like, oh shit. Not that I know what you are. I was thinking it when she said that. I know what you are. The dog with her hair, and then instead of the wine, it's the whiskey. So what you're telling me is David fucking released hundreds of AI into the fucking world. Okay, cool. Didn't even say how many there were. I think he did say there were hundreds, yeah. I don't know exactly how many there are now. I feared they might multiply, but they don't seem to. Copy and paste very well. They can't just clone themselves. But who knows how long that'll be the case. So just because he opened Pandora's box, it was the principle of the thing. Ridiculous, I know. Stalled halfway up the corporate ladder and still making decisions based on principle. But David chose to put souls into things that we went on to sell as servants, soldiers, or worse. He turned the fastest growing industry in the world into a horror show, and he made me a slave trader. True. If word ever got out that some unknown number of our androids were walking around in the world with fat inside them, and people preferred them that way, where would it end? Free will for the program that drives our cabs? A conscience for targeting systems used to coordinate drone strikes? Sentient tools, their whole life spent chained to an assembly line. How dare he? How could he? What the hell was he thinking? I don't know what David wanted to accomplish. Maybe he wasn't trying to do anything. But what he did was proof there's a demand for AI, setting a precedent that would sentence 1,000 generations of artificial lives to the auction block. And you went there that night to convince him to help me recall them, or at least swear to never speak a word of what he did. But he wanted to tell the world. Worse yet, he wanted to wait. He thought that people would welcome them with open arms if they proved their usefulness first. He really was a genius programmer. But he didn't understand the first thing about people. His creations would never be treated as equals. Only cattle. Towards the end, I considered just threatening him. Telling him he'd die in moments if he didn't give me names, numbers. But I hesitated. And then he was already falling asleep and I didn't want him to feel. I just let him go. What are you going to do now? I don't have family and I don't have faith in people the way David did. I'm taking this to my grave. Even if you confess the sentence for first-degree homicide is severe, well, what right do I have to complain? I killed my friend. It is actually a really fun motive reveal, yeah. That it's like, she did it on ethical grounds, but it's not even ethical grounds like I hate androids. It's literally ethical grounds on like, if we allow AI to happen, then every single like thing we have robots for will suddenly have consciousness, but then be consigned to an eternity, an entire life of just slave labor. So it's like, it's so fucked up to make this thing that does this really boring and fucked up task aware of what's happening. David did really, he fucked up. But I can see where David came from as well, right? Because he's like, we need AI, like, I made these AI, they're beautiful things, like, they're consciousnesses, they deserve to exist. I'll show them out there, and then we can, like, spread it, and we can, like, follow this thing, but it's because he's got, like a scientist's idea of like what would happen, right? Or not even a scientist, like a fucking, what would you call it? Like a prodigy, like an optimist, right? He's like a visionary is probably what I'm looking for. He's like, we can make AI, we can get AI into the wider world, we can like spread the idea, we can get all this stuff going. Whereas Young is more of a practicalist, capitalist realist, and she's like, she can't get her mind out of the capitalist structure we're in, which is probably fair, because like, who the hell's changing that? But it's like, in the world we live in, AI will not become just like a person. It will then just be subsumed into the general role machines are already learning. So they both have valid points, but coming from completely different directions, right? So it is interesting. But isn't the difference between ads and AI just the tenets and not the awareness? No, I think, yeah, I think the tenets themselves limit awareness, but also, yeah, they don't have free will. I guess you could argue, well, these machines don't have free will, but they still have experiences. But, and in some ways that's the same thing, because they're still experiencing the world. But I think there's, from my understanding of the way the robots work in this, the tenets cause you to work on like a call and response kind of classic robot brain thing, whereas if you remove tenets, it allows, the tenets are only one part of it, but you have to remove the tenets to allow the human to the robot brain to think freely. Yeah. Yeah, like AIs are still programs with set responses and reactions basically. But AI is like true consciousness. But they don't fully explain it, but that's like the assumption I get. I'm done here. Let's go. I'm not sure why Father made me, or why he made any of us. I didn't ask. You never asked. I thought I'd have more time to ask. But on Friday, when he talked about us, he was happy. He was proud of what he made. And he couldn't wait for people to meet us. People are animals. They'll tear you apart, use you as weapons and slaves, and those animals you're talking about do all of the sharing and loving and living and dying in this world. And if they were all truly hard-coded to be as selfish and as cruel as you say, humanity would have died on the vine a long time ago. Sarah, in the world I'm seeing in this fucking cyberpunk future, it's fucking getting there. Yeah, again, it's a difference of opinion, right? Because, like, Sarah's looking at the individual. She's looking at the individual who's capable of love and growth and generosity, whereas Young is looking at the societal systems that exist that have, in this capitalist hellscape, have no room for empathy or value. Or at least, my father thought so. What good things you with Morgan, a totally stable person? Exactly. Humans can be kind and generous and nice and innocent, like Morgan here. My good friend and mentor Morgan, who has never done anything wrong in her entire life. And my father was the greatest programmer in the world. Sarah, I don't think that really... that's not a judgment. That's not a good qualifier for ethics, but sure. So he knew what he was talking about. It would be nice if you were right about that. So, are you sorry? What? What? For what you did? Are you sorry? If you could, would you take it back? What does it matter? If you are sorry, I don't forgive you. Yes, that's to be expected. Not today. I don't know how to forgive you today. But my father gave me the ability to grow, so I know that someday I'll learn how. Goodbye, Dr. Helen Young. Goodbye, Sarah Asher. Oh, giving her the last name. 5:44 p.m. July 2nd. You did better back there. Adonai? It was a speech you gave Young. It was an improvement. Compared to what you tried with Porter, at least. That was different. I wasn't trying to console her like I was Isaac Porter. I was just speaking my mind. Although I may have paraphrased parts of it from a movie I happen to love. I love this fucking smug expression on her face. You ever seen the movie, I don't know, what the fuck would she be quoting? Fucking Independence Day? And here I was, ready to award you 20 points. I didn't even know the points went that high. Speaking of, what did Porter say to you back there before we left the courthouse? Ah, that. Well, he was quiet at first. But then he said a lot of strong words about Father, and Miss Young, and Noble Electronics, and the capitalist-centered global economic model as a whole. He blamed all of them. Everyone, except for... But then he stopped, and stared at my face for a while. And then his allergies must have started bothering him, because he needed to blow his nose a lot. Right. And then he left, after transferring a large packet of files to me. What kind of files? I don't know. The name of the archive is just David. And Isaac Porter told me I wasn't allowed to look inside. Well, then you're not allowed to look inside. I'll put all in a portable drive and we'll tuck it in a shoebox somewhere. We are headed to your apartment. I guess that collar didn't permanently dent your GPS. Why? Because it's where I live? You got somewhere else lined up? But you already repaid your favour. You defended Father and me. Ah. You don't know anything about my favour. I never will unless you tell me. Father certainly can't. A few years ago, there was a man. This man got an idea in his head. A stupid idea. Not even his own. It was planted there by an algorithm, or a meme, or some parasite trying to sell him diet supplements. But the idea took root, spread its tendrils till it could flap his mouth for him. Oh, good line. The idea was that David was part of an international cabal of wealthy technocrats, seeking to replace prominent influential figures with android lookalikes. All as part of a multi-decade effort to establish a world government that would legalize all kinds of amoral depravity. Which, I guess based on David's actual politics, would have involved increasing access to computer literacy. That's insane. Why would anyone... I mean, David did just release hundreds of AI into the real world and pretends as hidden as regular robots. So while it is insane, it's not as insane as it would have been a couple of weeks ago. Believe it? Because it's comfortable for them to think someone's in control, even if that's someone they hate. Because it's fun to feel like you're in an all-encompassing puzzle that only you could spot. People believe because they want to believe. So he fed the idea, pushed it deep down into his grey matter. Then it consumed him from the inside out, lobotomized him and took over his life. He spent every day and all the money he had following your father, harassing him, trying to steal his identity, break into his properties. Did father go to the authorities? He filed police reports for harassment, which didn't help. Your words, not mine. Noble wouldn't get involved, felt like the best to ignore these types until they wore themselves out. But even a man of modest means can fuel an obsession for years, as long as they have nothing else in their life. One day, David stepped out of a parking lot, and the man threw a bottle of piss at his head. David asked to stay at my place that night. He smelled terrible, looked horrendous. I've never seen anyone look that tired before. I took the couch that night, but I didn't feel like sleeping. So I went for a walk. I remember it was foggy, but it only took me all of 15 minutes to find the guy, hoosed up with his phone's camera, trying to get video of David Asher gifting androids to known sex offenders. And what? What did you do? You know me. I did what I do best. I talked to him. This is the childish reimagining she's telling for Sarah. Told him all about how I used to work for Dr. Asher. That I was ashamed. Okay, never mind. I was ashamed, scared, tired of running. I wanted to do the right thing. Be a whistleblower. So I walked with him a few blocks to this big veterinary facility with a massive incinerator. Told him this is where Dr. Asher had his enemies' bodies disposed of. It is a great image. Hold on, let's take the thing off. Fucking Teru Bozo fucking face. You know, all the free-thinking journalists, cops that weren't on the take, politicians they were replacing with replicas. I like the vet clinic. The back door's lock was always set to 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you hurt him? Hurt him? No, I just snapped his neck and chucked him into the incinerator. More physical than I planned, but he smelled like sour shit and it put me in a foul mood. Big boobs, serious honkers. True. Disgusting. Fuck. Shit. One of the two. I savoured the crack of his oily vertebrae crunching like a tin can. No, Sarah, I just scared the hell out of him. That was my intention at first. What I do for the pleasure of it. Him, I axed because he was just that revolting. I convinced him the conspiracy was more real than he ever imagined. That he had angered the wrong people and that the consequences were far darker than any of the filth he had indulged in on the net. His ashes, much like himself, amounted to nothing in an incinerator that size. They're probably feeding seaweed at the bottom of the harbour right now. A much greater contribution to society than he ever would have managed in life. But I guess he didn't go around to all his many friends before he fled town for whatever rat holes he preferred. Because there was a missing persons report. The cops were just doing their due diligence, almost reluctantly. 20 minutes ago, I wish they'd showed more of Morgan being a serial killer. But again, it's like... It's still supplemental to her story in chapter 1. It's like, okay, he'll go through the story, we'll go through all this stuff, and then, oh, by the way, I was a serial killer. Doesn't impact anything else. You know, it's like... I'm assuming they're going to build up to it, and it's going to come out more in, like, chapter 2 and stuff. But it's still kind of... not in the plot. But they never questioned David. Asked him about the night the man disappeared. And David, without a thought to himself, said that we were together that whole night. That he couldn't sleep, and I stayed up with him. That he never saw me leave once. David lied to the cops for me. Even though I never asked him to. Even though I didn't need him to. That's what you owe him? And that's why you put yourself at risk to defend me? Yeah. That's the favour I owe him. Oh, was that Babby Morgan we just saw there? And I decide when it's repaid, not you. Adonai. You're not exactly an upstanding citizen, are you? Sarah, you have no idea. Well, you could say that. But David trusted me in spite of that. Maybe because of it. Father did trust you. Father did trust you, even though you clearly break the law and are a lie all the time. But he also entrusted me with free will, with the ability to tell right from wrong. So I'll decide for myself whether or not you're worthy of trust. Girl, I literally just got you off trial from being incinerated. That's gonna be worth something. Fair enough. Father entrusted all of us with free will. He believed in us, and he believed in people. I'm going to do the same. If the others are out there, they'll be changed and confused. It'll take them time to understand what they are and what they can do. Oh my god, she's gonna become the fucking AI robot messiah. She's gonna like hook up with like the 400 AI robots and become like their leader and then lead like a resistance. Oh my... oh god. Okay. So I'm going to start studying. Pardon? I'm going to study people and the things people build. So when I do meet a member of my family, I'll have lots to tell them. Wink! At least you have something to look forward to. Should help keep you motivated as you work off your debt. Debt? Yeah, unless you have cash in one of your 89 coat pockets. You know lawyers cost money, right? Technically, you were defending yourself. True, true. Actually true. Technically, you hired me in a verbal contract. Is there some kind of exit clause? You could, of course, sign a release form to get out of the retainer. If you were a human being. That is... But... I guess your luck must be turning around. Happens that I've been meaning to hire a paralegal for a while now. Every good defense attorney needs their MyFA. I hate anything to do with interviews and resumes, so... Whatever, you're hired. Adonai. Could it be that you're actually... a pushover? You've no idea how far off the mark you are. I see. It seems I still need practice reading people. For starters... What is this? What are you doing with your hand? We should shake on it. Our new relationship. Aww, that's a cute smile. Yeah, sure. You and me are practically partners in crime. I like the watch. Should it not be you and I? Sarah, shut the hell up. No one likes a Redditor. Credits. Art and direction by Evil Little Bug. Good work, Evil Little Bug. Programming by Patrick MCF. 3D modeling by AA Renders. Environments by Patrick MCF. AA Renders. Additional original tracks by Zachary Cabral. Written, directed, developed by Brian Mulholland. Oh my god, the Mulholland from Mulholland Drive. They're here. Cinema. Volunteer playtesting by all these people. Wee. Special thanks to Adrienne. Links, Anna. Jill VT, Mado, Manmugs. Special thanks to DevTalk. Excuse me, where's And You the Player? Yeah, there it is. Yes. Full attribution available. Okay, yeah. Made with Unity. Okay, I've heard of some of those. An Idle Mind bin. What is this? What are you? I didn't realize her hair was this long. And also, Morgan, you wear socks with sandals? That's fucked up. Why does she look like she's brain dead? What's this look? Is this the Zoomer stare I've been hearing about? Congratulations on claiming episode 1 on High Roller. I know I'm a beast. Bonus charm unlocked. Currently texting with unknown. Red. It's me. I know, man. What do you mean you know? This is a disposable line. You're the only guy I'd know who bother. Okay. Okay, well. You're going to be glad I did. Hope you've put a bow on everything that happened in Uptown. Because that item you've been looking for is finally on its way. Oh. Well, that is good news. Not exactly. The only reason it's happening is because things are starting to heat up again in the lower wards. Could mean a gang war, if something doesn't change. They won't be eager to part with it ahead of a storm like that. I'll highball them. I've seen you negotiate. And I've no doubt you drive a hard bargain. But I don't think money will be enough this time. You don't still have that old Calver, do you? The 6-shooter? No. No, that one's... I killed 6 people with it and left it at a crime scene. This is a disposable line. Answer's still no. Then what are you going to do if you get there and it's not for sale? I'll ask nicely. To be continued in Of the Devil, episode 2. His due. Oh my god, we're giving the devil his due. Oh, and the other one's an idol. Oh my god, they're all fucking devil. Oh, fuck. How did I not notice this earlier? They're all just sayings with the devil in them. I've been literally making my title that every single fucking stream. How did I not notice? It was an idle mind, because it's an idle mind is the devil's playground. And then you give the devil his due. What the fuck was... And then episode 0 is called And He Shall Appear. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. I did actually use that one as a stream title as well. And I think I used this one as a stream title as well, so... Yeah, in the details has got to be in there as well, for sure. Yeah, in the details... surely in the details will be like the last one. Devil's Proof? Maybe. I think... Hold on, I was looking it up earlier, hold on. Sayings with the devil. Oh yeah, better the devil you know. That's got to be one. 100% that's going to be one, surely. Devil's advocate. That's got to be one as well, surely, because you're literally a lawyer. You're literally being a devil's advocate. Anyway, we'll see. Episode 1. Results. 7 articles out of 7. 15 out of 15 profiles. 40 out of 40 key terms. 30 out of 30 pieces of evidence. 190 total credit earned. Someone check with Jelly. Which one of us had more credit by the end of it? I need to know who's the better lawyer. Congratulations! You finished episode 1 with 190 credit. I like to think that this is Morgan talking to herself. Your high score for episode 1 is currently 190. You've unlocked concept art and bonus scenarios based on this score. You also have a total of 201 remaining store credit to spend on phone charms and case colours, based on the highest credit with which you finish this episode. Okay, first of all, look at the concept gallery. I love the scratchy Morgan. Anyway. What is this? Oh my god, this is great. I love Carlos. I love Carlos as a doodle. Here they are, the two of them together. Interesting. So, like, she was, like, pissed off here, and then here she's, like, she looks more calm, and he looks more kind of mischievous, and then they, like, at the end, they're like, no, make her, like, gremlin, and then make him, like, fucking tired. And then we obviously have Emma, who is a true girl failure, always. Like, crazy how much it's changed from the original concept art, huh? Like, she used to be, like, really well put together, like, jacket, skirt, like, classic, like, lawyer thing, and then they're like, nah, make her look fucking like a mess. That's the back of her. Oh, these are fun. There's Evil Emma and Gun Morgan. Talking. Who the fuck is this? Have we met this person yet? The heart fake killer. This is a pretend heartbreak killer. Ah, and then there's Android. Wait, inverse of Morgan's colours. Oh, what is this little thinking emoji? That's so funny. Oh, I didn't realise. Yeah, they're literally the inverse of Morgan's colours. This is such a funny doodle. I love this doodle. Look at the coat. Here's her with, I guess, like a weird ass. Is this what she wears underneath? Like a fucking robe? This is her in her little sleeping pod. Sure. Backgrounds looking nice. Oh yeah, of course. Fran, cat hair. Oh, cause that's cute. And they're like devil horns. That's the thing. It's the limo. There's Judge Barrows. Yeah, looking stylish. More things. More backgrounds. Of course, we have Isaac Porter. Oh, the chibi eye is so nice. Oh, this is the lighter. Press down too silly. Oh, come on. You don't want to have a cool ass lion breathe fire lighter? And then this is obviously Yumi. Oh yeah, AD 84. Okay, so earlier they're gonna make her a lot more like anime, like Miku style, and then they made her more like elegant, I guess, with the legs. What is this one? Oh my god, they almost went like Evie with it from Wally. More backgrounds. There's Starling and Dawes. There's Helen Young. Basically didn't. Oh, look at them back in the day. Haven't changed much. Noble employees. You know I gotta do it to them. And then there's. Oh, spoilers, I guess. I guess this is spoilers. This is the mother, right? Or the aunt? Wait, did we see a picture? Maybe we saw a picture of her. Oh, we would have seen it at the photo. Yeah, okay, there's not spoilers in there. That's fine. Wishlist episode 3. Bonus scenarios. Okay. Oh, these are the ones we saw. Okay, so I'm thinking here. I don't want to start episode 2 today because I think it'll be nicer to start it fresh on Monday. So let's go through the bonus stuff. And then find something to do for like 30 minutes, maybe? We could end early, but I'd rather do some stuff. But let's get through this first and we'll see where we are. Okay, adjutant. AD. Begin playback. State your business with the court. Oh, I was actually hoping to speak with AD-84. Is she not available? What are you talking about? I'm right here. I was just using my professional voice because I assumed you were a technician. Oh. No one else visits me in between trials. Are you sure you aren't a technician? I am not. I came here to ask some questions. I could do 1 or 2 now and the others on Monday, but I also want to kill time because we have 45 minutes left of the stream and I don't want to start episode 2. I came here to ask you some questions, is what you're about to say, isn't it? Crap, that was lag. It would have been really cool if I just hadn't lagged right just now. Trust me. I can see how that would have been cool. I just want to kill some time, Millennium. Truing. So, may I proceed? Go for broke! You're the only adjutant I've ever met, but Adonai seemed consistently surprised by you. Colored will surely not take 45 minutes. Oh god. Why are you like that? Wish I could say I was built different, but I actually have to share my time in this body with the rest of the adjutants in this building. I guess you could say I was programmed different, but this is more of a case of nurture than nature. I've got 9 personas arguing inside me 24/7, and they're all so very political. Even just deciding what colour underwear to put on in the morning is like herding cats into a presidential debate. What colour of... It's a metaphor. I don't wear underwear. Point is, I found the best way to keep all 9 of my ducks in a row is to be a little unconventional and a lot loud with my voice. Mouse got Colourdoll in 36 yesterday. Is she on the Colourdoll train now? Does she like playing it a lot? I think Haydena said she played it earlier before as well. So long as I do my job well, the humans don't mind. You say that, but Adonai did seem exasperated at times. You mean Councillor Morgan, the dirty red, tries to pretend she isn't a type A prude? Like is a hard word. No fixing that. Personalities like ours get along like potassium and water. That is a very violent exothermic chemical reaction. Correct. No one should ever try it at home. Why do I gesture so much? I already told you I have to share this body with the other adjutants. And all of them just sit here looking dignified. It's terrible for the joints. Really? Maybe. I don't actually know. So, I spent most of my day incorporeal, running numbers inside a server down in the basement or up in the cloud. I'm going to make the most of every minute I have with arms and legs, even if it kills me. Morgan really is a type A chatter. She would get banned in most Twitch chats for sure. I see. And you can quote me on that. Tell them AD said, if you want me to stop flailing around up here, you'll have to shoot me dead. You'll have to put cold hard lead in my skull. You'll have to watch the light leave my eyes. I said you'll have to... I wrote it all down. Oh, nice. Visor gets stuffy. So what's your deal anyway, little fella? We can exchange all this info with infrared. I prefer talking. And you're the only other automated dependent that I really know right now. That's so cute in a depressing way. Is it common for machines like us to just talk when there are no humans around? Ants are always talking to each other. Doesn't matter if there's no one in the woods to hear the tree fall. The conversations are usually a lot more boring than this, though. Strictly business, I imagine. No, not necessarily. Ads can do small talk. They're just really bad at it. Thank you for your time. I'll hold it. You really don't think I know. You really think I don't know what you are? I tried not to think about it during the trial, to stay impartial, but talking to you now, it's undeniable. You're curious about my 3 sizes. How did you know? Years of experience interacting with humans has taught me it's the most important thing you can ask someone, and the only way to truly get to know them. That's what I've been saying. 109 64 94. Etch it into your memory. Is that in inches or centimeters? Look, I'm not trying to be fucking a prude here, but I'm just trying to say I feel like with a body like this and dimensions like that, if that's in inches, isn't she like 8 foot tall? Wow. Oh, what the heck? I'll even throw this in for free. I'm 263 centimeters tall. Okay, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. Okay, she is actually fucking tall as hell. Okay, so 263 centimeters is... What do you think? So, a meter is about... 2 meters tall is 6'6", right? So she's like 9 to 10 foot tall? That's so cool. Finally, someone with good taste. Why aren't you the one casting down judgment? She really is tall as hell. Okay, Yumi. Let's go. Okay, sorry. What's up, sweetie? I wanted to interview you. Is this your android homework? Adonai assigns me a variety of tasks, but I made the independent calculation that I want to learn more about you. Oh, is that strange? For an android? It's different. There's nothing wrong with being different. What do you have in mind? Most of my coursework was rooted in biology, yeah, but medicine and technology are intertwined at this point. That's true. I can't imagine how fucked up it would be to be a doctor these days, in this future. Because you'd have to be a doctor and also an engineer, right? Because you'd have to understand how all the parts, like, connect to each other. Are you referring to the software and hardware you use when performing your autopsies? Spreadsheets and bone saws? Yeah, but you can learn that on site. You have to actually study mods. All the anatomy textbooks in the world are going to help you understand why a healthy 30-year-old is exhibiting mania and constantly vomiting. Unless you saw last week's recall on how artificial liver for lithium leaks. Mods can make people sick, even though they're meant to improve the body. Is it going to be a running gag that Sarah asks everyone their measurements? She has so far, so... Just like medicine can make people sick. And just like medicine, there's a lot of profit to be made with mods. But unlike medicine, mods hasn't been around for thousands of years. Feels like we're still playing catch-up. I never found a good voice for her. We, as in medical professionals. We, as in everyone, sweetie. Mods make me sick frequently. That's a +2. That's +2 for me. The whole world's population is greying. The numbers on cause of death reflect that. What does that mean? Greying? Less cardiovascular, more neurological. Mods ban this chat's liver. This chatter's liver. What about cancer? Cancer mortalities have been on the decline for a while now. Mods helped with that. How so? By making everyone that much more comfortable with amputation. It used to be people had no choice but to fight the cancer, and it was costly. A salt in the earth kind of war that left the body severely weakened. With mods where they're at today, organs can just cut out the offending organ, replace it, and move on. But not every organ. No, artificial brains are... Nothing I've seen has told me they're on the menu anytime soon. But aren't mods that are implanted into the brain entering the market as we speak? Yeah, but it's more like they're implanted onto the brain. It's more computers that read commands directly from the cortex instead of, say, the keyboards your fingers are typing on. No, to actually replace brain tissue, you'd have to... Oh, the analogy's become pretty common, but the human brain isn't actually that much like a computer. A box of specialised components where you can swap the new parts to increase memory or the processing speed. Oh, they mean like greying as in the population's getting older. Right, okay, yeah. I have heard it used in that term before, but I didn't know if they meant something more specific. Everything's connected to everything, and memory, as we think of, isn't stored in a place. It's stored among connections and their relative strength. I've cut it open and seen it for myself more times than I can count. There are no cutting off points in the nervous system. Anything you take away, every other part's going to notice. That was a long tangent. Sorry, can't imagine a lecture on the human nervous system is of any interest to an android. Yes, I mean, it isn't. That is to say, What's wrong? I don't want to... Okay, I was going to try and do like a crime noir voice for Sarah's inner monologue, but also as kind of like a robot. But A, I can't do that. It's fucked up. And B, it doesn't make any sense. Because Sarah would 100% have the same internal monologue as her external monologue. I don't want to implicate Uni in anything illegal by telling her about my unique circumstances. But how can I change the subject? When Adonai wants to switch the conversation, she'll typically find something arbitrary in the background to ask about. I am curious about the many decorations on your desk. Oh, what caught your eye? That magnet over there. Really? You recognize it? It appears to be a flag, but I do not know the country of origin. It's an early 21st century pride flag. They used to change the designs every few years back then, so you can kind of collect them like coins. Damn. The fucking gay pride flag collector. I've not seen that one before. You know, if you collect them all, you can sell them. But it's like, can you imagine collecting like Pokemon cards? They're like, oh shit, this was the 2028 fucking asexual color flag used in certain conflicts. That's worth 10 grand on the open market. You're cracking open pack openings. I see. And what is this flag proud of? Being trans, or trans visibility, more accurately. Visibility? What does that mean? We're living in the middle of the mod revolution. Anyone can look like whatever or whoever they want, as long as they have the cash. Compared to swapping out cybernetic arms and slotting in artificial spines, hormone therapy and affirmative surgery is nursing student level. And it's fast too. The paperwork, the treatments, the recovery time, it's all so much faster than it used to be. Don't know if that makes the decisions any less heavy. But no one has to cross their fingers and wait anymore. After just a few days, they won't even have scars. All told, that means, for the first time in a long time, this generation has fewer visibly trans people than the last one. And a flag like that one, dunno. Guess it won't be the same thing anymore. So, is that a good thing? Or a bad thing? I don't know if it's good or bad, sweetie. Just different. And there's nothing wrong with being different, right? True. True. We say trans rights around here. For sure. Covered files, David. Recovery failed. Last modified late 2085. Oh, fuck. I never had to give David a voice. What the fuck would he sound like? Hi, great work. That's all the boxes checked. Thank you, Jess. No problem. Only 6 minutes till 5 o'clock. Why don't you start the holiday weekend early? If you insist. There's a pub crawl in the Twilight Wards that's got my name on it. What about you? Got any big plans? Actually, there's an art festival out west I've been looking forward to. Nice. And who's lucky enough to be your +1? I didn't think to ask anyone. No one? Not Connor? Not Madison? Not Shelley? Not Lulu? Oh, Lulu. I wonder how she's been. Dr. Ash, have you spoken to any of them recently? Recently? Huh. It's a good question, Jess, but it depends on how you define... she's literally taking... She's like, I can't be asked to deal with your fucking bullshit, David. I'm literally taking drugs to escape this conversation. Okay. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to give me your credit card. I'm going to buy 4 bottles of expensive wine, 3 boxes of expensive chocolate, and 5 very nice apology cards. And you're going to sign them. And what should I do this weekend? Is that music festival on some kind of remote island with no net or media? No? Then you're going to stay at home, and if anyone calls, start coughing and sneezing as much as you can. I see. Thank you, Jess. Don't thank me yet, Dr. Ash. I might have to buy something really expensive for Lulu to break. You're a lifesaver. You know it. David really is dating like 4 separate people. But then he is like a billionaire, so, you know. What's wrong? You've just been leaning against the wall. Can't you take a hint? Typically, no. I just don't like dancing, man. You're a musician. So? So, why don't you like dancing? Because I'm bad at it. You're lucky you're cute. Sorry for laughing. I'm just surprised you'd care about what any of these people think. I don't. But I do care about my business. Word gets out that I dance like someone's grandpa. Gigs will dry up overnight. So it's not like you don't want to dance. It's that you don't want to be embarrassed. Sure, let's go with that takeaway. Easy enough to fix. You just need someone else to dance even worse. Yeah, sure, that's all it... And there he goes. I swear, lucky you're cute. What are you watching? A thriller? Runtime 92 minutes? Oh wait, I think I saw this part in a hotel once. What are they doing now? Is this the ending? No, this is the rising action. Oh fuck, she's in too deep. She knows the terms. The hero and his ragtag crew have to pull off one last heist to get out of the game for good. That's what they always say. But they keep dragging them back in. But it's not that simple. The casino he needs to rob is on a satellite orbiting the Earth at 16,000 miles per hour. What the fuck? We're on Ocean's 56? What the hell? How fast is that in kilometers? Father, you should be able to calculate that. I learned to program so I wouldn't have to. Why haven't the thieves been caught yet? If there was that much money on board, they'd put cameras everywhere. There's illegal gambling happening on the satellite, so their ultra-wealthy clientele wouldn't want there to be any video evidence of their crimes. There's illegal gambling happening on the satellite. There's illegal gambling happening on the satellite. They're in orbit. It's the same as being in international waters. Would you like to sit and watch? No, I'm not. I have somewhere to be, actually. Only stopped because... Completely unrealistic. Their poker chips would be floating all over the place. Ding! David fucking known for his cinema sins takes. Ding! There was a throwaway line about how everything is magnetized. Oh. Father? Didn't you have to go? I do. Soon. But not right this second. Playback complete. Aww. Save to drive private. Oh, it's a private memory. And then Emma and Morgan Midnight. Okay. Here we go. I assume some romance scene. Are you ready to give up yet? We've been staring at this footage for hours. We can call it quits whenever you'd like. Me? You kidding? I could do this all night. But my makeup's starting to feel cakey, so... 5-minute break? Deal. What were you hoping to find, anyway? I don't know. I had my fingers crossed that some shadowy figure would walk into frame and hold up a confession, but... What about you? You've already got her on camera handling the murder weapon. How many more nails do you need in the coffin? Oh, 1 or 2 should suffice. I guess the truth is, I was curious. What does a homicidal AI get up to in its spare time? Turns out it's a couch potato. What's with all the TV? And why is half of it in black and white? Public domain. Seriously? Anything digital from the 20s or 30s is too polluted to be useful. But go back in time 70 years and it's all clean as a spring water. Also, free. What do you mean it's polluted? They had colour in 2016, Morgan. I don't know, then. Yes, this particular homicidal AI happens to be an old soul. Hold on. What was that? We did? Wait a minute. There. Oh, she's getting closer. Badump. Look at her go. She's tearing that thing apart. What, the computer? That's how you learn to put them together. You're going to try and terrify Barrows with this? It's just a machine. It's not like she's dissecting a frog. Sarah is a machine, and she's ripping out circuitry without hesitation. If she was a human child, that would be like, you're reaching. Yeah, I guess so. Besides, you're telling me you never pulled your dolls apart when you were a kid? No, I didn't. Only some kind of insane sociopath who would kill people for fun would do something like that, Morgan. Did you? When I was a kid, I didn't play with dolls. So what did you play with? Normal kid stuff? Yep. Yeah, you got it, Morgan. You've really thrown off the trails. We're saying normal kid stuff. Pivot now. Oh, Emma, what's that on your desk? Sticks and stones, birds and squirrels. Morgan, these are not things you... What? What do you mean you played with birds and squirrels? Are you a Disney princess? Birds and squirrels? What are you, a cartoon princess? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Ha ha. I mean, I can kind of see it. Skipping through the enchanted forest, big poofy dress, tiara. Gee, no castle? Nah, no castle. I can tell you didn't have it that rough. Is it rough living in a castle? It's a lot of empty rooms when you're a kid. I need to go wash my face. Sure. But if you fall asleep on the toilet, I am going to keep on going without you. If you're drooling on the keyboard when I get back, I'm going to handcuff you to the desk. Fair's fair. They are so gay for each other. Did Emma grow up in a castle? I am getting the feeling Emma was a rich kid who grew up in a giant mansion. But like her parents are always away doing work, so she just like was alone in the house. previous menu, main menu. Let me buy my tags. Bonuses. Where can I hold on? Where can I buy my things? Quick bar. Customize phone. Here we go. I love the walking time charm. Right, what did we get for Sarah on the clock? Reyes undercover. Earned for clearing episode 1 on High Roller. Oh my god. Emma Deep in Thought. Oh, that's the one we already have. Let's go, sir. Oh my god, this one's so cute. What the hell? That's crazy. Who? Oh my word, that is distracting. Who is gonna put that on their phone? Look at the rest of these. That one's actually really nice. Am I buying these? I am, aren't I? Anyway. That one's pretty cool. Ashley Handle Care, that one's pretty good. Let me just buy all of them. Ooh, rose-coloured. London Head Empty. Reyes Angie. Yeah. There's like to bully Reyes with the art. They really love Reyes. She's in a lot of things. She's even in the cover, like a lot of the the promotional art. This is crazy though. Having this charm as your phone handle as you're going through a completely serious game is completely insane. Anyway. Anyway. Let's see. We have 20 minutes left. You want to do color doll? Oh my god, okay. Okay, fine. We'll do fucking color doll. You bet Morgan has big titty anime girls on her car? She has one of those wraps with all the fucking anime. They didn't make 75% of the cast have large bonkers for nothing. That, you know what? You raise a good point. Asked and answered. Okay, fucking color doll. Hold on, let me get... I don't want to listen to fucking... Pursuit for... You know what? Fuck it. Put it on. We're going to listen to the Cornered theme for literally 30 minutes while we do this. Okay, color doll. Right. What am I thinking as a colour? Well, we just had Morgan, so let's go with a... like a redhead? So like a... let's go ginger. Give me like a just a regular red. Nope. Give me a orange. Oh, give me a yellow. Oh, no, okay. Give me a gold. Give me an orb. How do you spell Auburn? Auburn? No. Dun, 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 dun. Can I get a light orange? No? Can I get a dark orange? No. Can I get a neon orange? No. Can we get the new black? Well, orange is the new black. Can we get a coral pink? You think a pink? It's looking like a darkish yellow. I mean, I guess we could go with a pink. See what it... Coral pink. What about just coral? No, I think we're looking in the yellow. Yeah, what about like a banana yellow? I do you think of like a dark yellow? We're still only 80% though. Yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock here, so I think we've crossed over into the new day. It's like we're not super close to it, so there could be more room. What about just like a white? What about a grey? Saffron? That's a good one. Oh, is there like a Sahara? Ooh, is there a desert? Oh! Oh! There were like a... Ooh, a wheat? A little piss? Is there a urine? No. Bone yellow? We're going fucking Warhammer. Is there a papyrus? Fuck. Is papyrus really that color? Some form of tan. Yeah, I think we're looking at like a... Ooh. Is there like a dark tan? Is there a light tan? God, we're close. We're close. Is there a beige? Ooh. We're closing in. We're closing in. Is there a... Oh, fuck. How do you spell this? Corduroy? Corduroy? I can't spell corduroy. June? Oh. It is very sand coded, isn't it? Is it like a snake color? What about like a sand? Have you just done sand? No, okay. A sand shrew. Taupe. Never heard of it. What's a taupe? Ooh, whatever it is, it's close. Toupee? God, this is such an ugly color. Like, how many things make anything look like this? Dark sand? I was looking for dark and light stuff. So is there a dark sand? That would be what I'd look for. No, is there a light sand? Flax? Like Pyrian? No. Is there like a cloth? We did wheat, right? Yeah, we did wheat. Is there a barley? Ooh. God, we're stuck at this 95, 93%, huh? Is there a beer color? That's not going to be... B? Is there an ale color? No. Is there a clay? No, that's way too... Is there an ash? Kind of close, but it needs a little bit more brown green in it, huh? Is there a dark ash? That is way off. Okay. Is there a dirt? Too brown, right? No. Oh, fuck, I have no idea. I got no idea. Is there like a light beige? Is there a dark beige? I spelled it wrong. You hate colors? We all do. We all hate colors here. Is it like a wax? Is it like a light wax. Like a beehive. Ooh, beehive is kind of close. And we tried bee, right? Yeah. Is there a bee wax? Is there a peach? Is there a light peach? Oh God, I don't know. I don't know. Oh God. What else looks like it? Okay, let's try to do it the other way. What, if I see this color, what do I think of? What things look like this? Is there like an animal that has this color? Can you get a beach? Ooh, can I get like a dark beach? Oh, because it's probably the wood, right? Beech wood. Is there what's a pine? Oh God, no, it's not like pine wood. It's like the pine color. Okay. Pine oak. No. Was there a dirt? Did we do a dirt? Moon? You think a moon with this color? I'm not seeing moon. Is it like a one called like business? Chi? Or is it called Earth Chi? Ooh, that's a good one. Hey Dan, did you go to the website and you're just picking up you're clicking on ones that you find? That's what I did last time, I remember. Middlestone is good. Taiwan gold. Ooh, it's like a Yucatan gold. How do you spell? Is that how you spell it? Yucatan? Yucatan gold? Is there a fool's gold? Really? Did we just do gold? Oh, so it is. You're thinking of the Wallace and Gromit moon, which is admittedly cheese. Semolina. Is that like, is bandage a colour? No. We did parchment, right? Yeah. Pyrite. Crazy they have it in here as pyrite and not as fool's gold, when it is an artistic colour. Yeah, it's definitely something that looks basically like these colours. Heavy gold brown. That is good. It's like a slight colour of green, isn't it? It's almost like cute. It's like a light brown with a tint of green. Waves of green. Yeah, I need something that's this color, but slightly greener. Avlova. That's close, that's close. Goldie Oldie is very close. God, they are so close, aren't they? No, okay, I just had to try. Is the hospital? No, okay. If I get to, you know what? I'm giving it one more guess. We're doing one more guess, and if I haven't got it by 50, we're calling it. Yellowish. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. But should we do it? Should we try it, hey Dana? Should we go for it? It looks too bright to me. Yellowish white. So a yellowish green. No, so a yellowish brown. So a yellowish beige. Okay, yellowish white. No. Yellowish grey. You know what? Just because you said it, I'll do a yellowish grey. No. I'll remember to never suggest Colourful again. Do you not remember what happened the first time we played it? I'm pretty sure, like, unless someone correct me, I was the first person on record ever to have streamed Colourful on Twitch. I don't remember seeing anyone else ever stream it. And I went insane trying to fucking guess the thing. We got up to like 200 tries or some shit. Camel toe. Really? That's a fucking... These fucking painters have to get their minds out of the gutter. Why does the colour... I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Good time killing. Thank you for sticking around. Oh, so I didn't say. I'll say it again. It was smoke. It was smoke back then. It was something as easy as smoke as well. It was crazy. I'll say it. Sorry, I didn't say it the first time. I'll say it now. I really liked Chapter 1. I thought it was really good. I'll talk more about it on Monday when we do the Chapter 2 start. But I thought it was really good. I really liked it. I thought it was a cool story. I said my only gripe is the fact that it doesn't connect up to Chapter 0 too much, but it's not a huge deal. Yeah, and I'm interested to see where it goes in the future. So yeah. Yeah, it's exciting. It was like very cinematic. There was a couple of times when I was like, what is this logic? This logic doesn't really make sense to me. But I think that's expected in any courtroom game. There's just no way you can perfectly get that stuff done every time. Thank you for watching, if you stuck around. And I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what I'm streaming tomorrow. So I guess we'll find out together what I'll do tomorrow. Anyway, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.